going on, friends? It's Anton Daniels, and I got to have a conversation with you guys about Teach Henley because you see how the sun is hitting me? This is no finesse, no makeup, no filters, no none of that. This is 100% Teach Henley. I use it in the morning as soon as I get up, right after I pray and brush my teeth, jump in the shower, and I'm hitting the streets because you never get a second chance to make a first impression. So even though they're giving you 40% off your first order, 20% off for life, even though you may get a free gift, forget all that, right? Because we would do this even if it was full price because it's worth that much. I'm in the streets, I'm kicking it with people when I see Dusties everywhere. You don't want to be them. You want to separate yourself. And the way that you separate yourself is self-care. Ladies get it for the fellas. Fellas don't wait for the ladies to get it for you. I'm about to hit the streets right now, and I'm feeling confident. I'm feeling great. I mean, I already got confidence, but to have that extra boost of confidence, knowing that you've taken care of yourself and you set yourself apart from all of the rest of the sheep that's walking around making bad decisions on a daily basis. And it's reflected in their actions. It's reflected in the products that they use. It's reflected in the people that they follow. And so if you're trying to level up, if you're trying to make sure that you look good, they're going to send you the pack. They're going to give you all of the instructions on how you're supposed to use it. Then make sure you get your Teach Henley. Again, 40% off your first order, 20% off for life. Get your free gift. Make sure you tap in with your boy Anton Daniels because Unc is never going to lead you wrong. I would never have you use a product that I don't use myself. Again, they've been rocking with me for a long time. Make sure you get your Teach Henley. I love you. I appreciate you. I'm going to holler at you guys later. What's going on? Is Anton from AntonDaniels.com. I appreciate you guys for continuing to rock with me. Thank you for tuning in for another edition of the Millionaire Morning Show. I am your host, Anton Daniels. What up, what up, what up, what up, what up? What's going on, friends and family? How y'all feeling today? It is Monday. Monday, February 23rd, 2026, year of our Lord. You love the gray in the beard? Oh, well, you know it's got to go. Listen, let me tell you something. If it wasn't for me streaming all weekend, it would have already been gone. You know what I'm saying? So I heard Trump is live right now in remembrance of Angel Family's remembrance ceremony with Lake and Riley and all of that. I think I'm going to take y'all to that right now.
Set him free to kill Lakin. So I'd like to have Ethan Carreri come up, please. He's a great, highly respected police officer, and you can explain what happened. Come on up. Thank you.
Mr. President, it's an honor to be here today. It's an honor to be speaking with you guys. My name is Ethan Carreri. I'm a police officer in Palm Beach County, Florida, and a former New York City police officer. While serving the New York City Police Department, I personally arrested Jose Ibarra for endangering the welfare of a child. A few months later, I saw his face again in the news after he viciously murdered Laken Riley. I did my job. I put him in custody. The system failed. No detainer, no accountability, no deportation, and an innocent American life was taken. If you enter our country illegally, there will be consequences under this administration. The American citizens must always come first. To Laken Riley's family, your loss should have never happened. We owe it to you and every American family to enforce our laws, secure our border, and protect innocent lives. Mr. President, thank you so much for having me here today, and thank you for all you've done for our country. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I noticed you left New York to come to Florida. In a way, it's too bad, right? Couldn't take it anymore. But, they don't let you do your job. But thank you very much, Ethan. It's a great, highly respected person. I have to do a little checking before I introduce people, otherwise I get in trouble. Sometimes I introduce people and they say, sure, you know this or that, but You checked out very, very well. Wow. Stories like Lakin's are one more reason why my administration will do everything in our power to end the scourge of the sanctuary cities once and for all. They protect criminals. Why do people fight? They protect criminals with a vengeance. They fight for these criminals like murderers. They're protecting murderers. They fight for them so hard. There's something wrong with them. We're joined today by so many angel families who are grieving a terrible loss. They've gone through hell. Steve Ronnebeck was the father of 21-year-old Grant Ronnebeck, a beautiful guy, who was shot and murdered by an illegal alien while he was working behind the counter of a convenience store in Arizona. He was working behind the counter. Steve, would you please come forward and talk about your boy?
You know, I spent some time with President Trump in his first election. President Trump talked about Grant even before he was elected in 2016. And finally, we had hope. We had hope that it was going to end. I was just talking to Secretary Noem that we all sat around the table one day during one of our visits to Washington. And again, the word preventable came up. All these deaths at the hands of illegal immigrants are preventable. They could have been stopped. We could have done so much more, unfortunately, at the hands of an election that we questioned. Somebody took their foot off the brakes, put their foot on the accelerator to let these people into our country. And it wasn't just regular people, it was criminals, it was murderers, killers, rapists.
You gotta when I think of leadership, a lot of times when it comes to political leadership, I often at times say, I don't know how these people can sleep with themselves, because not only the amount of things that you know, as far as like, because you gotta know that Trump, Obama, all of the presidents of the United States of America, that they know some diabolical stuff that a lot of us will never ever know in our lifetime, right? When it comes to American citizens and people that are murdered and killed and taken out, like, for example, you could have prevented this from happening. And for whatever reason, whether you wanted to steal elections, whether you wanted to create a new Democratic base, no matter what it is, right? Somebody had to suffer for that. Somebody had to die for that. Somebody had to actually lose their life. Multiple different people lose their lives. People are losing their incomes. Industries are upset. Wages are suppressed. Corporations are taking advantage of people. And you know what the worst part about it is that when you lay your head at night, this could have been prevented. It could have been prevented. What up, Trill? What up, everybody in the chat? It straight up could have been prevented. But you know what the worst part about it is? Democrats continue to push that we need to defend illegal migrants no matter what they are. It don't matter if they criminals. It don't matter if they pedophiles. It don't matter if they wanted to blow up the United States of America. They are continuously enabling and leveraging their party and their politics to maintain power, and they don't care anything about Laken Riley. They don't care nothing about anybody that has actually died on American soil that was an American citizen. And they don't want y'all to remember it either. Nobody even remembers the Laken Riley Act that the Trump administration did and created when he first got in office the second time.
But they cheated like hell. They can't win on policy. Men and women's sports. We have a new one though. Voter ID. I think that's as crazy as they won't approve voter ID. They won't approve proof of citizenship. They won't approve no mail-in ballots, even though they know it's crooked as hell. Where the ballots are sent to, in many cases, Democrats. Republicans don't get theirs, and they're calling frantically to get their ballot. A Democrat will get 3, 4, 5, 6, and even 7 ballots. And then we're supposed to win. That's what they're good at. They're professional cheaters. But we wouldn't be here right now. I'm just thinking as we're going through it, because we've suffered through it together. I suffer for the country. I mean, it's the people I've gotten to know, the mothers and fathers, mostly mothers and fathers. Husbands in some cases, wives in some cases, but mostly mothers and fathers, what they have to go through. Also with us is Marie Vega, the mother of Javier Vega Jr., the retired U.S. Marine and Border Patrol agent, so respected, who was murdered in front of his family by 2 illegal aliens, bad ones, really bad ones. People you could look at them and you could say, trouble. Trying to steal his family's trucks. He wanted to take everything the family had, but the trucks in particular. Marie, please come forward. Thank you.
There's nothing I could do about the sound.
President Trump, on behalf of my family and I, thank you for hosting this beautiful remembrance in honor of our loved ones who were killed by illegal aliens. As you said, August the 3rd, 2014, my husband Javier, my son, Marine and Border Patrol agent Javier Harvey Vega, his wife, 2 of his sons and a friend, and I were fishing in Santa Monica, Texas. Within minutes of settling in, we were ambushed by 2 illegal aliens with many priors. Without warning, they jumped out of their stolen vehicle with guns that were not supposed to be in their possession in an attempt to steal 2 4-wheel drive vehicles. While trying to defend us, Harvey was shot in the chest and killed. My husband, Javier Sr., was shot in the back. Remember, you all, children were there fishing with their friends, and they just kept shooting. You could hear the bullets just whizzing past you. Javier Sr. returned fire with this weapon, and I grabbed the AR that Harvey had attempted to defend us with.
Long story short, he has the families of different people up here that's basically breaking down exactly what happened and why their family member, their kid, their loved one, their husband, their brother, all of that stuff. They're basically, I muted her because the sound is a little bit off. But the basic whole premise of this whole thing that Trump is doing is that he's honoring the families of the people that actually was murdered from illegal migrants. Now, I'm pretty sure, because what you're watching on it right now, this is Fox News, right? So Fox is airing it, but I'm pretty sure that if you go to any other platform, if you go to CNN, if you go to MSNBC, if you go to any of these other platforms, they are not talking about it. They're not airing it. They have not had any conversations about it at all. I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to go and check them out. Let me see. Let's see what CNN is airing on a live. CNN is not live. They're not airing it. MS Now. MS Now is not live. They not airing it. So what does that tell you? Is that it's all propaganda. It's all propaganda. They don't care about reporting on the news. They don't care about bringing the stories that's meaningful. They don't care about none of that stuff. You know what they care about? Oh, MS Now is airing it. But you know what's so funny? MS Now only has 665 people watching. Ain't that crazy? 665 people watching on a network that has over 9.5 million subscribers. That is insane. How is only 665 people watching on a network that has over 9.5 million people subscribed for this particular live stream? The staff is watching only. That's crazy, bro. That is absolutely insane. Let me see.
Thank you so much.
So beautiful.
They don't have their chat enabled. Why they don't have their chat enabled?
Saying that running again the third time after having gone.
They don't have their chat enabled at all. Why they don't turn the chat on? They always got their chat on MS Now.
So much deception, viciousness, and you could see what they were going to do. And I'm here now, and it's a much more powerful term than my second term would be. And much more powerful. And one of the reasons is everybody sees how bad they were. And I had to go through, and I still do, fake stories, fake polls. And I had polls for the election that showed I was going to get swamped, and I won in a landslide. They were fake polls because polls are tough. You know, when you get a fake poll, I get them today. I saw one today that I'm at 40%. 40%. I'm not at 40%. I'm at much higher than that. I mean, I'd love to run against anybody. The real polls say you kill everybody, wouldn't even be close. But you go through the fake polls, you go through the fake stories. And I said, you know, it was good because this is really a much more powerful term than I would have had if I had run, because it was just one of those things. There would be nothing to compare it to. And now they compare it to Biden and that horrible, horrible administration. And I mean it, it is more powerful. Our military is much more powerful. We rebuilt it mostly in the first term. Then they gave away a chunk of it. And as much as it was, it's very small relatively, Tom. But we gave it to the Taliban. Just walked out. We could have taken it with us. They said, oh, I think it's cheaper to leave the planes. Just put a little jet fuel and fly it to a neighbor or fly it right home. Sir, I think it's cheaper. People save money by leaving a $150 million jet on the runway. These people are crazy. But I said, and I've said to a lot of people, it's much better what happened. But not for you people, it's not. And then I go back and say, but I wish it didn't, because every one of your loved ones would be alive today. Everyone in this room, I think, maybe there's one where it could have sneaked through during our term, but I don't think so. We had a very tough border. We solved it in 2016, and we had a very strong border. I would say nothing is as strong as what we have now, but we had a very strong border. We had a good border. We had a sane border. It was sane. And I say, I like this much better, much more respect. You know, you read about all these crazy shooters, but they only go after consequential presidents. They don't go after non-consequential presidents, you know. If you take a look, Abraham Lincoln, some big one. John Kennedy, in a certain way, was very consequential. He represented something very important. He was there for 1,000 days, as you know, the book, 1,000 days, but he was consequential. There was a glamour, there was something good for our country. Right?
Well, the fact of the matter is, what we have to realize, you and I have to realize, is that we got bigger fish to fry. We can't sit wallowing. What I've realized over the last 6 months or so is that you can't depend on anybody but yourself. And when I say that, I'm telling you, I just reaffirmed to myself that there is no community. There is no community. There is no loyalty. There is no community. People are loyal to clout. That's it. And if clout gets them to support the Democratic Party, even if it goes against every single thing that you ever believed in, it can go against your morals. It could go against your values. It could go against what's best for your family. It could go against what's best for your kids when it comes to the schools. It could go against your infrastructure. It could go against your city. It could raise up your own property taxes. And you know what people are going to go with? They're going to go with clout. They're going to go with clout is the new currency. That is the only reason. I can't even say that people are loyal to the Democratic Party because of their family. Because we too old for that. You can't be 25 above the age of 26, 27 years old, still telling me that you're aligned with a party because you don't like another person. What are you, 3? How old are you? How old are you? 3? Listen. I'm building a plane as I fly it, meaning that I'm figuring it out as I go. Right? One of the first through the door, been an OG YouTuber for a long time, been paying attention to everything when it comes to money, political, everything. I've grown into who I am today. I am telling you this. It does not matter if you are in corporate America. It don't matter if you are a content creator. It don't matter if you own your own business. It don't matter if you're referring to relationships. It doesn't matter if you think that you're the coolest person in the world, that you are giving people education and information. If the popular take in the narrative is A, and the truth and the righteous thing is B, and you pick B instead of going with A, they will absolutely hate you for it. It doesn't matter how right you are. It doesn't matter if history proves that you're right later on. You are still going to be villainized because clout and popularity is always going to be more important than the truth. All the time. It's the reason why you get people on TikTok and Instagram and on YouTube, and what they'll say is what they repeat that they heard instead of doing their research. And again, I said it just a little bit ago. I said it last week too. And I said, listen, now I have to go and figure it out for myself before I speak to it. I can't just speak to an issue without being informed. I can't speak to an issue without being informed. The only thing that matters is the headlines and the thing that'll get you views. The truth don't matter. The truth is for people that have already crossed the threshold to where the money is already going to be what it is. Ain't no community. Ain't no loyalty. Ain't no I'm going to do what's best for you. Ain't no rules for the game when it comes to the internet. Misinformation, all of that stuff. You have to go and find out for yourself. So you got to separate yourself from the world. You have to separate yourself from misinformation. You got to separate yourself from your inherent political party and go and find out for yourself. That is a fact. Jesus was accused of being a demon. That is a 100% fact. So do not think that you are the exception. You're not. You are not the exception under any circumstance. But let me tell you what else I've learned too. Don't waste your time trying to convince people of the truth. Just keep working. Just keep working. Stop trying to convince people that don't care about the truth. Just keep working. Don't focus on them. Focus on doing what you're supposed to do and making sure that your purpose is your purpose. Gossip is for them. Growth, work, getting to the bag, taking care of business, and being on your purpose is for you. Remember that. All right? Make sure you guys hit a like for the algorithm, subscribe to the channel, and turn on your notifications. Don't waste your time. Just keep on going. Don't entertain it. Don't think about it. Don't go back and forth. Just keep working. That's the only thing that matters. People get distracted. They lose sight of things. They stop doing what they're supposed to do. The one thing you will never, ever see Anton do is not work. I'm a work. And that's why we are winners. That's why we winners. Shout out to my dog, Mike That Dude. I appreciate you, Mike That Dude. Thank you for tapping in, big dog. I want to give a shout out to the Patreon members. Shout out to Patreon members. We got a live stream tonight. So unless something crazy come up, somebody said I need to be in another city. So I don't know if I might have to be in another city. So unless something crazy come up to where I got to push it to like Tuesday or Wednesday, which I don't anticipate it. It's about a 25% chance that I could have to push it, but we about 75% sure that we're going to do it tonight, 100% sure we're going to do it over the next 2 to 3 days. We have a Patreon live stream tonight, and we are going to talk about everything related to content creation, marketing yourself, running up a bag. I am going to show you and give you the receipts, and we're going to do a compare and contrast of what I made last year versus what I made this year, or let me revise that. The year before last versus year ending 2025, 2024 versus 2025. I'm going to show you the difference. I'm going to show you what the strategy is, and I'm going to show you what the growth looks like, all right? So we're going to break all of that down. I'm going to show you how to market yourself. I'm going to give you the pros and the cons. I'm going to give you everything, all right? I don't gatekeep. I don't gatekeep. So if you want to learn everything you need to know about growing in the content creation space, this live stream is for you tonight. Make sure you tap into the Patreon. Link is in the description as well as pinned to the top of the chat. Also, Teach Henley, 40% off your first order, 20% off for life. Ladies, get it for the fellas. Fellas, don't wait for the ladies to get it for you. Let's get it popping. All right? Chase says, I don't want to go to Mexico no more, no more, no more, no. Hit the road, Jack, and don't you come back no more. Shout out to Chase Barnes, Solution Trucking Channel says, salute. Let me answer TS Car Wash and Detail Service, let me get Chad from Mercer in first. Good morning, AD. Starting my new county job today with higher pay, thinking about my 3 legs of retirement: Social Security, stock invest, and pension. Listen, Chadford, let me be very clear with you, all right? Look at the pension and the Social Security as nice to haves. Do not bank on it. The best way to set yourself up for greatness in the future, to live the life that you want to live, is to go based off of what you think you're going to be able to pull out yourself. Produce yourself. Do not bank on Social Security. If it's there, it's great. Do not bank on the pension. If it's there, it's great. Don't focus on that. Focus on investing and running up a bag. Do not, under any circumstance, put your eggs in somebody else's basket and think that they're going to take care of you when you retire. Base what you got going on off of what you are going to put in and produce and what you're going to be able to draw out. Ain't no way in hell I'm ever going to depend on a city, a state, a county, or the federal government or a Ponzi scheme known as Social Security to continue to take care of me. You see what's happening? Yep, Osriel, you see what's happening in New York. All right? That's what I'm going to tell you. Shout out to Chadford. Congratulations on the new job. Thoughts on John Davison saying Jigga? I don't even know what that is. I don't know who John Davison is. Thoughts on Jamie Foxx's message to John Davison? Who was John Davison? Young boy having a 13th child. Congratulations. You saw King talk about 50 Cent deceased mom. I did, but I don't care about that. Thoughts on Mr. Tenderism getting fired in the GoFundMe? Congratulations, good for him. And love your consistency throughout the online BS. I don't see it. Listen, Quasar, let me tell you what I do. Let's say something was to pop up on my timeline, right? Let's say I open up YouTube and something to pop up on my timeline. I put do not recommend channel, and I never see anything from that channel again. The only thing I see, here, let me show you. When I go to YouTube, you want to see what I see? I'm going to share my screen with you. Just opened up YouTube for you. This is what's on my YouTube. I don't see it. The only time, this is the honest to God truth, the only time I even notice or hear about anything is when y'all bring it up to me, or when y'all try to send it to me, or you say, Anton, this is what's going on. And I'll be like, oh yeah. And I just go ahead and I hit delete inside of the, cause I don't need to get distracted. I gotta focus. I gotta focus 100% on what I'm putting together. This is what I'm looking at. You want to see what I'm subscribed to? When I scroll down, President Trump, why Vegas doesn't want you to visit anymore, bomb cyclones inside of historic New York. I might even look at that today. We might go over that. Big business, DoorDasher, 5,300 flights, tariffs, ESPN, Rikers Island food, Mamdani, basketball, cars, because I'm subscribed to Auto Trader, CNBC, New Balance is coming back. I might go over that in the money thing today. I don't get in my algorithm what y'all get in y'all algorithm, because I don't look at the same stuff that y'all look at in y'all algorithm. You want to see what my subscriptions are? All right, I'll show y'all what my subscriptions are. Let's see if I can pull that up. Fox News, CNBC, Jason Whitlock, Science Channel, Woodward Sports, that's local to Detroit, Earth, National Geographic, Bloomberg, First Things First, Shelby Church, shout out to my dog Fatty and Angry Man, they some real ones. Bimbley, Business Insider, Gilbert Arenas, Jamari, Auto Trader, 520 Podcast, Ryan Shaw, Flux City. Ryan Shaw, he cover all Tesla and electric news. Flux City is local to Detroit. The studio is Marquise Brown Lee, B1M, Ford Motor Company, Candace Owens, NBA Room 9, Joe Button, Marquise Brown Lee, Seth Fowler. Seth Fowler cover all sneaker-related news. Secret Base, The Arena. Oh, shit. I didn't know I was subscribed to her. Let me get her up off of there. We'll get that up off there in a minute. Ryan DePaulo, he a poker player. Mr. Fomer is a shoe aficionado. History Buffs, Ramsey Show. Alex Hermosi, you know who he is, a business guy. Danny Jones, Rolling Museums. He covered cars. J.R. Wisdom. This is a Chinese speaking guy. Classy Beats, Bigger Pockets, Watchfinder. You know what that is. Real Men, Real Style. Grant Cardone. Anton in Japan. Soft White Underbelly. E.T. Nerdrotic. I got to get him up off of there. Let's go ahead and clean this shit up while we're here. We can clean this up right now. Unsubscribe. You can tell I ain't been on my YouTube journey in a long time. Let me see what else we got here. Damn, I ain't cleaned this up in a long time. Where that other one at that I had up here? Here it is. All right. Clean. Clean as a whistle. Number one sign of wealth, the Pistons, that's what I see. So I don't subscribe myself. I don't see it. You know what I'm saying? I don't see the stuff that y'all see. And so when I jump on the internet, I only see stuff that's in my algorithm. That's what I be telling y'all. Like, yo, why are you sending me what somebody else is saying. I know who I am. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm saying. Like when y'all say all of the online, no, you're seeing all of the online stuff. But Sabrina, all you have to do, let me show you how you do it. Let's say I see something that I don't like. Let me find something I don't like. Nicola, yo, I love Bembley. He talk about cars. Let me see. I got to see something. I got to find something organically that I'm not interested in. Because I don't want to not see something that I am interested in. So my timeline is very well curated. All right. Expeditiously with tip. All right. So this is what I'll do. Because I never watch this. So I don't even know why this is on my timeline. So I'll click the little 3 buttons on the side. And then I click do not recommend channel. And I don't see it anymore. And so nothing on that channel actually comes through my algorithm. And so all of my stuff is beautifully curated to where I don't have to worry about that popping up on my algorithm anymore. And we good. I am on the YouTube homepage. This is the YouTube homepage. What are you talking about? And that cures all of the BS. And that's why my algorithm is so beautiful. Thoughts on the Shields fight? I didn't watch it. I was live streaming with Slimmy and Miss Sanchez last night. So we was getting it in. Wesley Turner says, AD, did you see Gavin Newsom say he can't read just like black people in front of a black mayor and audience and they clapped for him? I seen it pop up on X, formerly known as Twitter. Let's pull it up. Y'all with the BS today. Gavin Newsom.
You know, I'm not trying to impress you. I'm just trying to impress upon you. I'm like you. I'm no better.
That's the Atlanta mayor right there. And what's his name? Andre Dickens? That's the Atlanta mayor. If you ever go through the Atlanta airport, you're going to see that nigga on all of the billboards. He like to celebrate himself. And I don't think that that's a bad thing. If you ever go through the Atlanta airport, you're going to see him right up there plastered as you're going up the stairs and you go through the train, you get off Delta to go to the baggage claim and the baggage check. You're going to be right there. Hey, welcome to Atlanta.
Than you. You know, I'm a 960 SAT guy. And, you know, and I'm not trying to offend anyone, you know, trying to act all there if you got 940. But literally a 960 SAT guy. I cannot, you've never seen me read a speech because I cannot read a speech. Maybe the wrong business to be in. You know, my dyslexia, I haven't overcome dyslexia. I'm living with it. You know, I was the guy in the back of the classroom and my head down, just praying the teacher didn't call on me. I went through, I mean, I think I lost count of how many schools I had to go to. And, you know, I'll never forget, I'll never, ever forget. My mom's choice was never to label me. She just had to struggle with me. And I walked in, I'll never forget this. It was probably 8th or 9th grade, walking home, got home early. My mom was always working. So, I'm cooking, literally lived on Stouffer's lasagna, macaroni and cheese. I got.
What's annoying about these politicians? I'll give you my thoughts in a second. Let me get the rest of this.
Finished, 2 pots of macaroni and cheese and got bored. And I went upstairs and there was a file cabinet open and it said Gavin. In fact, she had a weird name, Gavinsky. That's like my nickname. And I opened it up and it was all of these reports from the doctors. And I never realized I was going after school 3 days a week. I didn't know what for. And it was all around, it was the lisp and the reading, the B's and the R's were backwards, spelling witch, W-I-C-H, or, the whole, and I'm like, what is this? And that's when I learned I had, quote unquote, dyslexia.
You know what's annoying about these politicians? They so busy trying to make themselves seem like that they like you. The part that you're supposed to be offended by is in the very beginning. Let me play it over for you guys. This is the part that's supposed to be offended.
I'm not trying to impress you. I'm just trying to impress upon you. I'm like you. I'm no better than you. I'm a 960 SAT guy. And I'm not trying to offend anyone, trying to act all there if you got 940.
So what they're trying to say is that it's a bigoted comment because he's having a conversation with a black mayor and allegedly in front of a black audience. And it's offensive because he's saying he's just like them because he has a 960 credit score. Now, I don't think that was the intent behind why he's saying it. I believe he's saying that I'm just a regular person like everybody else. I'm going to speak objectively because that is my goal. And I've been telling y'all that I am going to be as objective as possible, as much as possible. What he's trying to confer to them is I'm not better than you. We all in the same boat. We all in the same category. And I'm just a regular guy like everybody else. I only got a 960 on my SAT. I was dyslexic like Eric TV. All of that, so on and so forth, right? So I don't think that he made a racist comment. I'm going to keep it 100 with you. That's not the offensive part. That's not the offensive part. Y'all missed it. And see, this is how they're easily able to keep y'all distracted and how they're able to market themselves to you, because the people that can see through the noise actually understood the message differently than what he was trying to convey it, right? There's a group of people that look to get offended. There's a group of people that, is looking to be affirmed. And then there's a group of people that's looking to understand. There's a group of people that are looking to be offended, a group of people that are looking to be affirmed, and a group of people that are looking to understand. The group of people that are looking to be offended are the ones that take every comment to mean something that they want it to mean based off of whether or not they like you. I'm going to break it down for you very simple. They communicate based off of I like you or I don't like you. Two different people can say the same thing, and they're going to take it differently depending on who's saying it to them and if they like the person or they don't like the person. I just gave y'all an example of that yesterday when I showed y'all the difference between Vince McMahon and Sha'Carri Richardson. Hell, women do it every day depending on the guy that talked to them. If they like the guy and him to her, then he's just being assertive. If they don't like the guy and she's not interested whatsoever, then he's harassing. And so that is the group of people that are looking to be offended based off of whether they like you or not. All right? Obama can do no wrong. Then there's a group of people that are looking to be affirmed. And the group of people that are looking to be affirmed are looking to find their tribe of people that are struggling just like them. That's why you see so many women say, oh man, I found my group. I'm decentering men. or you see middle-aged liberal white women out there protesting against ICE because they don't have anything better to do, and so they're looking for a community. They're looking for a tribe. And instead of them finding something that's conducive, like the Bag Chasers, a group of people that's going in the direction that you want to go in, that's working towards being successful, working towards running up a bag, giving you the insight and understanding, meeting up, networking effectively, and all of that stuff, they communicate and they congregate around trauma. That is the affirmation group. And then there's the group of people that look at it objectively and can see through the bullshit. Now, let me tell you what I translate this to be. I didn't translate him into being bigoted or racist. I translated him to be full of shit. Why? Because he's trying to make himself seem like he like you, but the very description of how he's breaking it down shows you that he's not like you. Who has a bunch of files and paperwork of going to the doctor 3 days a week, going to tutors, going to a bunch of people? If you broke, you ain't got no money and you ain't got no opportunity, you know what they do? They put you in a retarded kids class. Nigga, you don't go to the doctor 3 days a week and you got a whole bunch of paperwork that'll get you better and that'll get you right. You sit in the corner and you put a helmet on and you hit your head against the wall. So even with him describing to you guys exactly why he's like you, he not like you. He not like you. You don't get to the point to where you get to be the governor of California and get to run to as the president of the United States of America and sit there and talk about, man, I'm just like you. No, you're not. You ain't never been. Obama wasn't like us. Trump ain't like us. Gavin ain't like us. None of them is like us. You know why? You know why? You know why Brandon Johnson, Jasmine Crockett, and the like will never, ever, ever, under any circumstance, ever get to be be the nominee for president of the United States of America? Because they more like you than him. Even with their little privileged background as far as like Jasmine Crockett and stuff. She could put on her ghetto eyelashes. She could swing her neck back and forth. She could do the whole Nunu thing. And you relate to her better. But guess what? She ain't never going to be, ever, president of the United States of America. Why? Because she just like you. She just corny. Brandon Johnson with his mohawk. You really think that mohawk ever has a chance to become president of the United States of America? He can't relate. They can't relate to y'all the same way that these other crazy people can relate to y'all. Gavin Newsom shouldn't have offended you when he said, I'm just like you. I'm crazy. He should have offended you because he tried to act like he just like you and he not like you. And you know who the people that's going to sit there and try to relate to Gavin Newsom? Bro, in no way, shape, or form is, bro, Gavin Newsom wouldn't sit down to have dinner with you. Under no circumstance would he ever have a conversation with you. Gavin Newsom wouldn't sit with you. He wouldn't invite your kind into his, and I ain't even talking about black. I'm just talking about who you think you are. You would never be at a table with a Gavin Newsom under no circumstances. Your life experience is nothing like his. Even if he got a 960, right? You know who else was a subpar student? You know who else was a subpar student? George Bush II. The second George Bush was a subpar student. And he still ain't like you. He's still not like you under any circumstance. Hell, Biden's son, the crazy one that had cocaine over his ass and his whitey tighties. He ain't like you. He can't relate to you. Listen, his daddy gave him a pardon back to 2014. He not like you either. Just because they are subpar when it comes to their ability to test well does not mean that they're like you. Hunter Biden. Beans and Green says, you're right, Newsom ain't like me. I got a 1,400 on my SAT. That's why you fell for the okie doke, because you thought that your ability to test well was going to translate into your success in the real world. It don't. It doesn't at all. It does not at all. That's the real finesse. That's why you see so many women running out here getting these degrees. They got a master's degree, they got a doctorate degree, they got that, and they broke and they dumb as hell. They broke. You know what really matters in life is how you can translate that into success. Where are your strong points and how do you leverage that in order to become successful? That's the real key, but I'm not getting into that. Make sure you guys hit a like for the algorithm, subscribe to the channel, and turn on your notifications. Let me see what y'all talking about. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Yo, again, the plan is to live stream tonight on Patreon, and we going to get it popping. Shout out to you, Wesley Turner. I appreciate you for that. AD, did you see third assassination attempt on Trump? Yeah, we covered it yesterday. Bitcoin Brown says, AD, you hear about the American Idol worship pastor in Tip City, Ohio, that allegedly killed his wife last week. My wife grew up with him and his wife. I'm going to save that. Give me a second. TS Car Wash and Detail Service says, you don't like my questions? I love your questions. I just have to answer them honestly. I'm not paying attention to Lil T.I. King and his response to 50 Cent. I honestly, I'm going to keep it 100 with you, TS Car Wash and Detail Service. Most stuff, and I try to filter through the stuff that I can actually speak to and get some substance to. Most things that's happening on social media, in my opinion, is a distraction. Because I can only put the medicine in the candy. Like, I like the entertainment, but I also have to be able to get something out of it. So, like, what would I get out of T.I. and 50 Cent arguing back and forth about mamas and who mamas is or whatever? You know what I'm saying? Like, I just don't see it to be anything at this point going into being 44 years old. I don't see it worthy of a conversation unless we talking about it in general on a Room 9 panel. Does that make sense? I love your questions. I'm just not sure if it's meaningful for me to speak to or even entertain, or even when I see that, I just showed you what my timeline is. I don't see that type of stuff come up on my timeline. Josh McLean says a quick Wikipedia search on his upbringing doesn't match up with his relation to struggle. Don't know why they always try to appeal to trauma, because that's how they get votes. Dude died at the French table in Napa V during the pandemic. That's a fact. Shout out to me, Verde. Shout out to Josh McLean. I know what you meant. Sterling says, morning, AD, I'm still rocking with you. I hope so. This is where the winners are. This is where the winners are. Somebody says same can be made for basketball players. TS Car Wash says, well, look at John Davis and Jamie Foxx situation. All right, I'll check it out. That's why A and B students work for C students. That's a fact. That's a fact. Let me see what's happening in these streets real quick. I'm gonna come back to some of y'all super chats in a second. Let's go and look at this whole Mexico situation. Trump, New York City, Gavin Newsom.
In Mexico as the resort town of Puerto Vallarta, as well as a local airport, under siege following a military operation that killed the country's most wanted drug leader. White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt confirming U.S. involvement, writing on X, quote, "The United States provided intelligence support to the Mexican government in order to assist with an operation in Talpalpa, Jalisco, Mexico, in which Nemesio El Mencho Oseguera Cervantes, an infamous drug lord and leader with the Jalisco New Generation Cartel, was eliminated." Former El Paso U.S. Marshal Robert Almonte joins me now. And Robert, in the war against the cartels, how big of a deal was it that the Mexican forces killed El Mencho?
This is a huge deal. I mean, I cannot overstate that. This is a huge deal. El Mencho was a leader of the New Generation Cartel. They're an extremely violent and barbaric cartel responsible for many murders, not only in Mexico, but in the United States, and responsible for bringing tremendous amounts of methamphetamine, cocaine, fentanyl, heroin into the United States. So this is a big deal. This is a big win for Mexico and for the United States and for the entire world. So the United States was involved in providing intelligence to locate him, but the credit really goes to Mexican authorities for actually taking him out.
So I already knew that. I have been doing some research. Y'all had told me about this. Shout out to you, Mama Baz. I'm going to read that shortly. I had already been doing some research, and this is why I didn't cover it yesterday, because I wanted to be sure and understand exactly what was going on. I'm going to give it to you from my perspective. I'm going to let y'all hear it as far as the facts, and then I'm going to give y'all my perspective of what I think is going to happen and what I think is happening also. But I already knew that the United States of America had provided the intelligence to find this guy. And that's really what Trump wants to do. Trump don't want troops on the ground. He doesn't want American troops in harm's way. What Trump wants to do is he wants them to effectively go after the thing that is controlling them. And let me tell you what else is happening. Claudia Sheinbaum, the Jewish president that was elected, female president that was elected, is not speaking at all. Since this went off, cities are under siege, buses is being burned, people is getting snatched up, death tolls is rising, and that is what's probably going to be happening for a long time. It's what's going to be happening for a long time. But guess what happens when you have a civil uprising against crime? You're going to have some uncomfortable situations, and that's what's happened throughout history. If you want things to change, you're going to have to become uncomfortable. And so if they want to battle the cartel, if they want to shut down the cartel, if they want to address the problems that's happening with the cartel, in which we, the Americans, are the ones that suffer from it. We are the ones that's ODing off of Fenty. Rest in peace, my man at Hutch. He just OD'd off of a pill, off of a Percocet that was laced. Most of the drugs that come in here through this country is coming in through Mexico. Some of it is coming in through Canada. You got to deal with it. You got to get uncomfortable. If you want to create an environment that's best for your people, you got to deal with it.
was a military operation, and I dare I say the response was pseudo-military by the cartels. Why was their response to inflict damage, violence, mayhem on a resort town, Robert?
Well, this is retaliation by El Mencho's people. El Mencho's people are extremely loyal to him. I mean, they will die for him, and they have died for him. So this is all retaliation on part of El Mencho's people. They're very upset. They're retaliating. I think we're going to see this for a while. And then what we're going to see is a change in leadership take place. And right now, my money is going to be on El Mencho's son-in-law, Juan Carlos Valencia, taking over the cartel. However, there are other members of the cartel that may want to take leadership. And if that happens, then we may see continued violence because of the internal conflict. But right now, what we're seeing is retaliation by El Mencho's people. They're extremely upset that he was killed.
You know this is a dangerous situation when the State Department literally issues a shelter-in-place order immediately to the several Americans stranded due to the cartel violence there in Mexico. And the images that came out yesterday were absolutely terrifying, the people actually sheltering in place. But look ahead for us, Robert. Could this all be part of a broader U.S.-led operation, whether in concert with Mexican authorities or on our own, to officially take out the cartels once and for all?
Yeah, I believe that's what we're seeing. I've been saying that for a while. I think President Trump and his administration mean business with or without the assistance of the Mexican government. And I think regardless of who takes over the new generation cartel, it's extremely important that we keep the pressure on that cartel and take out the new leadership. It's a very dangerous situation in Mexico. The Mexican cartels are running Mexico, so we need to do everything we can to eliminate the cartels. And I think we're gonna see further proof of this in the near future.
Robert Almonte, thank you so much for your time and your insight. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Let me show y'all what's happening at some of these airports. See if I can get this up for y'all really quickly.
Son momentos bastante complicados. Los grupos de la delincuencia organizada acaban de entrar al aeropuerto y estamos prácticamente corriendo, gente tirada en el suelo.
Hold on, are they running up the wrong way on the stairs?
Gente tirada en el suelo.
Why would... Lord, help me, God. Help me to better understand why people do some of the stuff that they do, God. What is wrong with people? Why do they do this? Why would they be running up the opposite side of the stairs? And there's people on the other side looking at them like, these people is crazy. I mean, I know we panicking and we trying to get up out of here, but we not running up the opposite side of the stairs, are we? And the cameraman is behind the people on the opposite end of the stairs.
Viven realmente pánico.
No, you're right. You're 100% right on that. You said give them grace. They're women and they're panicking. Let me tell you something, Ray's Reviews. You can't be any more accurate than that. Oh my God. I'm telling you, women that are feeling pressure, you can forget it. They'll throw the whole ship away. I've seen women that have seen a bug, like they'll see a little bug. It could be an ant, and they mistake it for a roach or something. they'll burn the whole house now, bro. I'm telling you. I've seen women see a spider and damn near tear up every glass inside of the drawer because a spider was in there. Man, listen. One thing is for sure and two things is for certain. You want to know one of the things that I've learned this year? We're gonna come back to this. We're gonna come back to this. I promise you. I promise you. You want to know a learned lesson? Every year I talk to God and I say, look, God, what is it that you're going to show me this year? I know that there's some good that's going to happen. It's going to be some awesome times. But I also know that there's some unexpected headwinds that I'm going to have to learn some lessons from. What is it that I'm going to have to learn this year? You know what God taught me in the first 2 months of this year? You know what God taught me in the first 2 months of this year? Women panic and do unconventional things and don't listen and do what they want to do when they want to do it, and will destroy everything in their path when they're trying to do it. That's the thing that I've learned so far this year. Lose all sense of normalcy, regulation, systems go out of control. But yeah, listen. Even in self-preservation will destroy themselves and then be looking at you with the puppy eyes like, what did I just do? This is why Claudia Scheinbaum over here in Mexico has not appeared to say anything. Tabby, I'm just telling the truth. Y'all don't like crawly things? This is why Claudia Scheinbaum in Mexico have not shown up at any press conference. You didn't heard Trump administration show up. He didn't have conversations. World leaders is having conversations. Their whole country is in chaos. They done canceled every goddamn flight out of Mexico, and you ain't heard nothing from the president. Imagine if we had Kamala Harris at the button. Imagine if we had Kamala Harris at the button. That's what I've learned through all of these events and everything that's happened this year. God said, listen, Anton, never put a woman in a position to lead and learn how to just walk away under all circumstances, bro. Real talk. Did you see them women? It was all women that was going up the opposite side of them escalators. All women. It was all women. When I jump on coaching calls, you know who the ones that be panicking? Oh, we got into them. I'll be like, what happened? I think I received the message. Calm down. Let me see the message. I look at the message. Why are you tripping? This is dumb. This ain't even nothing. Did you even check who it was from? No. Oh, that's not for me. And then they move over to the next thing like nothing ever happened. Like you didn't just see what you just did right there? Did you see what happened there? Telling you, bro. I'm telling you. That is what you see happening. Hey, listen. There's some violence over here in Mexico. We're going to hunker down. We're going to make sure that we just stay in our hotel. We're going to catch the next thing smoking. The women are, no, we need to rent a car and drive 1 million miles back up to Michigan and try to get away. Well, what if the cartel see us and no, listen, we going to chill out. That's what happened during the pandemic. You know why y'all was out there fighting for toilet tissue? You know why y'all was out there fighting for toilet tissue? I was sitting right in my house like, look at these fools. They over here paying $50 for hand sanitizer and toilet tissue. Do they not realize that you're not going to run out of hand sanitizer? It's alcohol based, and toilet tissue is made out of paper. 1-ply, 2-ply, 3-ply, 4-ply. It ain't going to be no shortage of toilet tissue. Y'all crashed out. Y'all emptied out the shelves. I said, what's wrong with these people? Oh, this is all men led by women and women being led by women. I couldn't believe it. I said, what is wrong with these people? Don't you know that the first thing that you do is not panic? You're not supposed to crash out the minute that something happens. You're supposed to sit still. All right, listen, let me think this through. All right, you know what? We just gonna sit tight. Stupid.
Gente corriendo.
And guess what happens when you see one person start running? Everybody start running. It turned into a stampede. Where y'all going? All the flights is canceled. Where y'all going? This is another reason why I love America. Outside of what was that, 2004 with the 9/11 attack or something like that. That was a day that Jay-Z, the reason I remember that so much is that they had laid me off shortly after that. I was working at a different plant, but they wound up calling us back. I remember Jay-Z dropped, and I remember Fabulous dropped. Yep, I remember those things happened. And outside of that, outside of 9/11, we don't have this type of stuff happen in the United States. We don't have to worry about cartels. We don't have to worry about, you know what I'm saying, bombings is regular. Was it 01? It was 01. We don't have to worry about none of that stuff. We chilling. 01. Shout out to y'all in the chat letting me know it was 01. We don't have to worry about that. We slow motion. You know what I'm saying? But let me flip it for a second, because you also have a group of people. Let me show y'all how ignorant some people are.
To be an asshole, but your upcoming vacation to Puerto Vallarta is the least of my concerns right now. The amount of DMs I've received about, hey, I'm supposed to fly in tomorrow, is it safe? Read the room, Susan. We're in the middle of a war zone. Businesses are burnt down. Cars are in flames. Our city's literally still burning as you're typing your DM about your upcoming vacation. I promise you there's bigger losses in the world, in Puerto Vallarta specifically right now, than that $1,200 plane ticket or $2,000 that me have spent for the hotel. We're locked down. We're in a war zone. It's not safe. Nowhere in Jalisco is probably safe right now. Like, read the room, pick up the news. I just can't believe how insensitive some Americans are right now, just focused on their vacations when we're literally burning. We're burning. Our city has been burnt to crisps, like our stores, our gas stations, like the people here, like, we're concerned. We're in a war. We're in the middle of a war zone between organized crime and the government. Like, the majority of families here are not prepared to shelter in place. We don't have supplies to last us for very long. And y'all are so worried about whether the all-inclusive hotel is going to be open for you. Probably not. Probably not. Flights are canceled as of now. Yeah, I don't care about what's happening in Mexico. I will be on that flight next week. Yes, ma'am. I will definitely be on that flight. Y'all are not finna ruin my birthday. Keep that shit away from me. That ain't got nothing to fucking do with me.
I'm telling you, we living in a simulation. I know y'all don't want to believe it. But I'm telling you, the reason why I don't take none of this shit serious. The reason why I don't take any of this stuff serious. Do you know why I don't get stressed out the same way that everybody else gets stressed out? Is because I remember. You know what I remember? You know what? All of this is just a simulation. All of it is just a simulation. It's there so that they can see how we react. So God can see how you react. The time that we have on this earth is so small, it's so minuscule. I don't trip about it. I have a good time. I live a good life. And when I see stuff like this come across my timeline, I say, you know what? It don't even matter. It's all a simulation because people are going to do what people do. This girl said, I don't care what's happening in Mexico. They're going to have to fix it in a week because my birthday is in a week. Fuck safety. Forget the cartels. President of Mexico ain't even showed up and said that it's safe yet. U.S. Embassy. Flights is getting canceled all over the place. Cars being burned. There's reports of Americans' passports being burned up with their book bags. Cartels is robbing people. And y'all still trying to catch a flight to Mexico for your birthday? Oh, man. I'm telling you, bro. I'm telling you it's a simulation. Let me play this again. Let me help you out. It's people that's literally contacting people in Mexico and asking them, is it still safe to come? Have you not seen any social media? Have you been on any platform? Or have you not turned on the news? Are you not familiar with life? You still trying to go to Mexico?
Flights are canceled as of now. Yeah, I don't care about what's happening in Mexico. I will be on that flight next week. Yes, ma'am. I will definitely be on that flight. Y'all are not finna ruin my birthday. Keep that shit away from me. That ain't got nothing to fucking do with me.
I've never had anything like this happen to me anytime I've traveled to Mexico at any state. So for this to be happening right now is just very unfortunate and very scary and nervous.
You went to Mexico for a marathon that ended up being canceled, and now your flight out tomorrow is canceled and you're having to shelter in place. How are you doing? Can you set the scene for us?
Well, right now it's just, trying to stay relaxed, not nervous, not.
This is why I don't be on no budget when I go out of the country or when I travel. If I'm doing something or if I got something popping off, let me tell you something. I'm flush with cash. You know why I'm flush with cash? Because, nigga, you never know when you get stuck somewhere or you got a shelter in place. You never know when you're going to be sitting over in Mexico having to stay in a hotel trying to figure out if you got enough money to. This is why I don't travel with broke people. This is why I don't travel with broke people. You don't know what's going to happen, when it happened, how it's going to happen, and how long you're going to be there. And guess what happens when you get stuck in a pickle? Money talks, BS walks. You got to have that reserve to be able to stand tall and hold it down to where it don't affect what you got going on. This is why I don't move in panic mode. This is why I don't travel with everybody. This is why I lean on my own instincts. And this is why I always pray before I do anything that I do, especially when I'm traveling.
Panic. Just trying to see what I'm going to have to do tomorrow for food. I have enough for today, but as far as tomorrow, I'm not sure yet. I'm just sitting here right now in my apartment, and all I can see is, or hear is ambulances, trucks driving by really fast. So that's really the scenario right now, very uncertain.
A lot of women, they just be out of town. Woo! Affirm, Klarna, they way out of town, all of that stuff. It's people. I'm getting videos left and right. My email, the ones that's dusty, anytime y'all send me an email or video on some dusty stuff, I just delete it. I'm gonna just keep it 100 with y'all. But when y'all send me relevant stuff to what's happening in popular culture, I'm in there. I want to see it. And I'm getting video after video after video after video of people that's over in Mexico, stuck, broke, scared, don't know what to do, and I got a shelter in place.
And I'm not sure how I'm going to get back home. I was scheduled to go back tomorrow, but it got canceled. So right now I'm just kind of on notice and trying to see what happens and see how I can get back home.
Mexico is legitimately burning to the ground right now. So if you live in a border town in the US, this is a PSA for you. Also, this is honestly kind of a PSA for anyone planning any sort of travel to Mexico right now. And this is coming from someone who is a San Diego local, so Mexico is pretty much like my backyard. And I watch a lot of local Mexican news, okay? So at this rate, with the biggest leader just actually, there is gonna be a lot of violence popping up over the next couple days.
When I was over in San Diego, somebody said, hey, you going over to Tijuana? You going over to Mexico? For what? I'm in San Diego. Why would I want to go over to Mexico? And for all of y'all, oh yeah, I remember. For everybody that said the United States of America is a third world country, I'm going to Mexico. I'm going to Mexico City. I'm going to somewhere in Mexico where my dollar can stretch further, and I'm going to go and gentrify their neighborhoods, even though they don't want me to be there. I could work anywhere in the world, and I'm going, and I'm about to be passporting over in Mexico. Stay your ass over there now. Don't come back running to the United States. Don't come back where Trump is saying that we not having nobody come over here today. Supposed to be here cleaning up the streets, shutting down the borders, making sure that illegal migrants that's not supposed to be here is getting deported. No, don't come back now. No, hold it down. Hold it down. Hold it down. Stay focused. No Wi-Fi, no electricity. Keep dodging cartels like Frogger. Keep your kids over there. Your badass kids. You said it was your dollar street. Stay over there then. Stay. They didn't want to go over. I got to get back to the United States of America. No. Denounce your citizenship. Denounce citizenship. In order for you to be a citizen in some other countries, you have to denounce your citizenship here in the United States of America, or you're going to still get taxed at the same tax rate. Go on over there. Next thing you know, you see some cartel members. They in there. You don't understand what they saying. Oh my God, I don't understand Mexican. I don't understand Spanish. I don't understand what you guys are saying over here. Hold it down.
Weeks in random places of Mexico, and it's going to be so unpredictable. So I just highly, highly suggest that you stay away. It is super bad right now in Puerto Vallarta and Jalisco, but that doesn't mean it's not happening everywhere else. There's also violence and cars just blowing up out of nowhere happening in Tecate and Tijuana. Anyone considering traveling to Mexico right now, also just honestly, probably don't go, because Americans do get targeted quite a bit out.
Oh, no kidding, Sherlock. You didn't know that your black ass would. Oh, no, I love Mexico. You ain't from there. They don't like you. They don't like you. You know what they liked about you? That you was bringing that moolah, baby, over there. Now you ran out of money and you lost all of your freedoms. Your electricity is going in and out. You off the grid. Now you want to sit here and say, you know what? I want to come back to America. No, nigga. Stay over there. Stay over there with all of that jibber jabber that they got going over there. Because you was over there for the hoes. You was over there for the hoes. Oh, put a motorcica, papi, all of that other shit. You was a motor, yeah, Arabia. You was doing all of that. You was dancing the Macarena. Yeah, tequila. You was doing all of that. You don't like, but now they talking to you in that other language. Hey, you ain't got no survival skills because you don't know nothing about the jungle. Yep. No more Macarena. Now it's all. You don't like that shit, do you? That's what you get with your black ass over there in places that you don't know. Keep on trying to explore. Keep on exploring if you want to. Go ahead. Go ahead. Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something about these little hood rats here in the United States of the Americas. They unruly. They disrespectful. They panic. But they consistent. That's why we keep us some hood rats over here in the United States of America, because at the end of the day, if everything goes bad, you can go and sleep on one of their couches. Hey, baby girl, and they're going to hold you down. All these chicks that was doing the Macarena with you, they don't care nothing about you. I can always go and get in touch with Shaquana. I can always get in touch with Shaquana. Nigga, Quana been holding it down the whole time. What's up, Quana? Mm-hmm. I seen your little YouTube channel. Mm-hmm. I seen your little YouTube channel. You've been out there in the streets. Got all the little people talking about you on YouTube. What you want? Quana, what's up, man? It's me. You know I ain't forgot about you. Mm-hmm. What you want to eat? You want some eggs? You want some eggs? You know you good. You back. You know what I'm saying? Say what you want. Say what you want about our little hood rats over here. They loyal. Not the ones that's on the internet, not the ones that's doing a lot. The ones that's off the internet, being the fuck quiet, acting like they got some sense. Mm-hmm. I seen you on the internet. I ain't say nothing, no. I knew you'd be back. Want some eggs? Yeah, let me get some eggs. They unruly. They be there, though. They'll be there. They'll be there. Call it what you want. They'll be there. Shout out to all of my ghetto bulls out there. Shout out to my ghetto bulls at heart. Listen, they don't even always present themselves to the world as ghetto because they may be from the hood. They may be, you know what I'm saying? They may have corporate jobs, but when they get home and they see you, I'm about to go to work. Can you take out the trash? Yeah, I got you, baby girl. Lock the door when you leave. Shout out to all of my ghetto bulls at heart out there in the streets holding it down, knowing that we can come and sleep on your couch when we not having a good day. We love y'all. Make sure y'all hit a like for the algorithm. Subscribe to the channel. And they make the best hot cereal. They make the best grits. You know what I'm saying? All of that. I'm going to get to that one. Well, look at John Davidson, Jamie Foxx situation. All right, I'll look at it in a minute. I'm going to keep you up. Retired Marine here. The Department of Defense made Mexico off limits in 2008. Cartels now look like special forces is crazy, says LT Hulk. What up, LT? TS Car Wash and Detail Service says, AD, you saw the video of them hijacking a plane? I haven't, bro. I honestly haven't. Honest to God. David Brown says, my daughter almost broke the window in my car trying to get away from a lady. Or a dog. It'd be a poodle walking down the street. Tyrone says, blessings to you and the family. Shout out to the more than 3,000 people that's in the chat. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. They can't stop what we built. They can't stop nothing that we got going on. At any point, let me see what's happening in these streets. Shout out to the Moden. Let me see what's happening. Oh my God, we crossed over 21,000 people on Patreon. Fuck. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to curse, but y'all got to give me a little bit of grace. I know you love me, Tabby. Let me ask y'all a question. For all of the Dusties, was it worth it for a couple extra views and 17 more super chats? I mean 17 more subscribers. Was it worth it? Was it worth it? I'm wondering, was it worth it? Was it worth it? Shout out to all of the new bag chasers. I'm going to do a special, incredible content creation live stream for y'all. I'm going to give y'all all of the sauce. Was it worth it? You got 1,000 subscribers and an extra few thousand views, and now you got to go back to your regular life. Was it worth it? Was it motherfucking worth it? Do y'all not realize that there is nothing and nobody that can stop me? The only person that can stop me is me and God. That's it. I hope it was worth it, because the chasers is chasing. When I got more Patreon members and niggas got subs on their channel, you know it's a different movement out here. But see, that's the thing. You saying, hey, done it doesn't fucking matter. You know why? Because he who holds the bags are the ones that control, that has all the power. Do you know what they do? They're promoting me. They're bringing me further into the eyes of the algorithm. That's why I'm not saying nothing. I'm chilling. They're bringing me further into the algorithm. Because if you don't talk about me, you got no motion. But if I talk about you, then you got all the motion. This is, bro, I am the #1 black street YouTuber. I'm the king. This is not YouTube. This is AntTube. This is AntTube. This ain't YouTube. This is AntTube right now. Y'all played yourself out of your position. Played yourself. Had big plans. Now we about to be at 1.29. Didn't Sunday we was just at 1.28? Niggas played themselves. Like anything was gonna change of what we was gonna have. Look at that shit. You can't control. You can't stop the rain when it starts to fall. When it starts to fall. Bro, I get more subscribers in a week than niggas have on a whole platforms. When it starts to fall. You can't stop the rain. You can't stop the rain when it starts to fall. These are fan pages. That's it. They fan pages. I'ma show y'all in the bag chasers for my Patreon members. I'ma show y'all in the bag chasers how to leverage this shit, how to run this shit up. You know why? Because at the end of the day, you know what it's about? It's about this, nigga. It ain't about no clout. Ain't about nothing. Look at that shit. Ain't about none of that. It's about this. It's about fucking these skeezers and never dressing like a nigga like you. And never dressing like a nigga like you. You know what I'm saying? It's about fucking these skeezers over here and never dressing like a nigga like you. They working together. They on each other's live streams. They having a conversation. They trying to make it make sense. And never dressing like a nigga like you. You know what I'm saying? The people love me. They love me. The people love me out in these streets. There's nothing that they could do about that. Tyrone. Bag Chaser headquarters in the Patreon. Shout out to all of my new bag chasers. I love y'all. Y'all are the greatest. I'm dropping merch this week. I'm dropping merch for the bag chasers this week. TS Car Wash and Detail Services. AD, my homie said he done. I think I just got a fucking deposit. Let me see something. I know I be talking cash shit. Fuck, that's crazy. You know what that deposit said? Let me get myself together. I ain't got a deposit like that in a long time. Let me get myself together. AD, my homie said he done with her for good, but they just had breakfast this morning. Shout out to TS Car Wash and Detail Service. Can you review Mencho's live call to the police chief? Send it to me. Shout out to you, JP. You gonna speak on a Rondale Moore situation? What's happening with Rondale Moore? I don't know anything about Rondale Moore. Who was Rondale Moore? Gavin Newsom catching backlash saying he can relate to black people by having a 960 SAT score, not being able to read. OG Kindness says, appreciate you and your kindness. AD, you are him. Shout out to you, OG. I appreciate you too. Darwin Award nominee right here. Shout out to the Riddler in the building. President is on a Navy ship. Shout out to Robert. I appreciate you, Roberto Ramirez. Mama Bear says, retired Marine here. I always use Travel State Gov before I travel out of the U.S. It will give you an up-to-date threat levels and any other information on every single country on the planet. That's a really good idea. I didn't know that. Civil War be damn, birthday girl can't help herself. That Instagram highlight is calling her name, Mr. Lot. Shout out to Mr. Lot. Charlie Brown says, send the Cali protesters to defend Mexico now. Yeah, they don't want to go over there now. Use Travel State Gov. Listen, Mama Bass says use Travel State Gov before you travel to save your life. Shout out to Mama Bass. Cream of wheat. I love cream of wheat. Cocoa wheats can't be beat. It's the creamy hot cereal with the cocoa treat to be big and strong. Have lots of fun. Eat cocoa wheats, everyone. Let me see something. Cocoa wheats, not cocoa melon. Cocoa wheats.
I want my cocoa wheats.
Cuckoo wheats? What's that?
Not cuckoo wheats, cocoa wheats. Tastes like hot cocoa, and it's part of this complete breakfast. Cocoa wheats can't be beat. It's the creamy hot cereal with the cocoa treat to be big and strong. Have lots of fun. Eat cocoa wheats, everyone.
It's cocoa
It's cocoa wheat, bird brain. That's for yummy cocoa wheats.
It's a little bit before your time, but that's all right. We gonna get there. We gonna get there. We gonna get there. Had all the sugar and butter. Man, I'm not gonna hold you. I had to hold it down for AD when Lucky and Jazz react to that. Courtney. Let me tell y'all something. Stop. Do y'all know the best way to support and defend? The best way to support and defend me is to make sure that y'all continue to run up a bag, that we network effectively. When we have our meetup, we're going to get this money. We're going to connect and we're going to exchange information with all of the other bag chasers. Make sure y'all participating in the Discord. Make sure y'all participating in the Patreon and making sure that y'all focusing on what y'all got to focus on. Don't be distracted by the bullshit. Focus on getting the money. The money is what matters. We are on the internet to get information, to get money. We're not on here to be playing no games and be messing around. Focus. We got to focus. Super Mastermind says, I'm sorry, man. Mere Claw Machine YouTube channels have over 2 million subs for claw machines. You know, grab the prize machines. Yeah, I've seen those before. Q Executive MLE says, everyone that has attacked you in one way or another are using guns that fire backwards. You have force fields that protect you. The STEMI is running out. Wade Report says, Anton, you got to check out the Slim Reaper Bald Ninja, that funny joint. Let me see something real quick. Shout out to the Wade Report, the Slim Reaper Bald Ninja. I ain't never heard of that before. I'm going to have to look that up. Let me see something. Let me look that up real quick. Yeah, I'm going to have to look that up, big dog. Thank you, Wade. Bam Bam Lynch says, AD, keep it real on everything but the hat. I'm telling you. I got the link. I just talked to Slimmy yesterday. I promise you, Bam Bam. Just a brown girl in America says, hey, Anton, good morning. Question. Is this Mika thing a play, like riding a wave to get visibility? Just a thought. I don't have anything to say about that. I can't speak on anybody else's situation. I don't know nothing about that. All right? I can't speak on that. And I'm only doing that out of respect. You know what I'm saying? Because I wish everybody well. I want everybody to be successful in their life. I don't have any comment on other people's situations. You know what I'm saying? I hope everything is beautiful in everybody else's life. TS Car Wash and Detail Services. Rondale Moore is an NFL player. Okay, I'm going to check that out. I'm going to check it out. Give me a second. AD, what up? Here getting that drop orate bag for the Burtonist bag. Says DJ Boomman, got Ubuntu servers running AI agents, getting to it. Hashtag Chase. Shout out to you. When we talking about cop dramas, y'all forgot We Own the Night. We Own the Night was good. Point Break, Cop Land, although not a cop film, Backdraft is incredible, but it's not on the same level as Heat. It's not on the same level as as The Departed in Heat. At all. Not on the same level whatsoever. All right. I'm gonna get to the Rondale Moore situation. It's an American couple in Iran, though. For all of my travel people that got sentenced to 10 years in prison.
British couple detained in Iran say they've been sentenced.
Oh, that wasn't an American couple. It was a British couple.
To 10 years in prison. Craig and Lindsay Foreman have denied charges of espionage following their arrest during an around-the-world motorcycle trip last year. The UK government have called the jail terms totally unjustifiable. David Harper reports.
The trip of a lifetime on a journey from the UK to Australia by motorbike has now become a 10-year prison sentence.
So is what I would have felt, but now I'm not shocked by anything that happens here. The physical reaction was, I suppose what I would be used to is, the pit of my stomach and my mouth went dry and just disbelief, really.
Lindsay and Craig Foreman had travelled from Spain across Europe and then on New Year's Eve 2024 into Iran.
Super grateful for being here, just in this lovely country with these lovely people.
They posted pictures online from Tabriz, Tehran and Esfahan, but on January the 3rd, the updates stopped. They had been arrested on charges of espionage and are being held in the notorious Evin prison, often in solitary confinement. Lindsay and Craig say that they entered Iran legally, with all procedures followed, and they have no ties to any government. Back in the UK, their family has been campaigning for their release. Richard Ratcliffe, the husband of Nazanin Zaghari Ratcliffe, who was detained in Iran for 6 years, has supported them, and they've called on the government to assist. The Foreign Secretary Yvette Cooper has said this sentence is completely appalling and totally unjustifiable. We will pursue this case relentlessly with the Iranian government until we see Craig and Lindsay Foreman safely returned to the UK and reunited with their family.
Let me tell you something. I know y'all don't like traveling in the U.S. I know y'all think that y'all world travelers, and I am too. I go to different countries every single year. I go at least 2 or 3 different countries every single year. But there are certain places that I don't play in. Certain places that I'm unwilling to go to. Certain environments that I'm unwilling to go and visit. I'm just keeping it 100. Listen, bro, listen. Y'all over here, and y'all been over here for a long time, and this is a British couple, so this don't have nothing to do with Americans. But here's my point. Y'all be over here advocating for different countries just because you got Trump derangement syndrome. Y'all, they don't play in other places, man. Remember when we was doing all of those live streams last year and I was telling y'all about people that was getting big cases for having a bullet casing or a bullet shell in Turks and Caicos? Remember the black girl that was over in Dubai and she was acting out the truck driver and they had to go get senators here in the United States of America in order to get her home? When you go into other places, you got to play by their rules. You have to play by their rules. Everybody keep asking me, Anton, is you ever going to visit Africa? For what? What's in Africa? You're going to have to convince me, dog. You got to convince me. You got to help me to understand what is it that I haven't seen or that I need to see that is so interesting and beautiful over there that I can't watch on TV. I travel in a lot of different places, but I travel to places that are safe for Americans to travel to. I'm not, and I know, yes, they got different countries inside of Africa. Guess what's also in Africa? Somalia, Sudan, Liberia. Kenya looks nice today. Man, every single time I look up a country over in Africa and people be like, hey, man, this is what's happening over here. You need to travel. I look it up. Honestly, I look it up and they be like, but be careful when you go to the airport because they be scamming you. And be careful if you land over in Nigeria because they be trying to, you got to spend some money. Hey, man, don't drink the water. Make sure you only drinking bottled water. Blah, 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 so on and so forth. And I be like, man, ain't nobody doing all of that. I don't have to worry about that when I go to Japan. If I go and visit Tokyo, the food is fresher, it's nicer, it's beautiful. They treat you like a king and you chilling. Now, they do got some seedy parts over in Japan. Bro just hates the continent. What do you mean I just hate the continent? I don't hate the continent. Y'all niggas still got slaves over there. What are you talking about? You don't have potable water. The grid be off. You're owned by China. The hell is you talking about? You know how bad it is over there? Bro, they still chopping people's arms off over in Sudan. Yeah, but this part is safe, but this ain't safe. Nigga, what you talking about? That ain't got nothing to do with hating. Got something to do with what truth is. You go. You go. You go. Rwanda is making a big comeback. Well, let me know when they're back all the way. Don't tell me when they're making a comeback. Tell me when they've arrived. I want to know when they arrived. Because every time I jump on, somebody send me, I jump on my email and y'all see me, hey man, this is the type of house you can get in Africa. You know what I see? I see a big ass house that's built up, and I see barbed wire all around the house that's nice. And then I also see a bunch of guards hanging around it. When you go to other places, you got to play by their rules. And guess what? You a foreigner to them. You a foreigner to them. I'm very much aware about what is happening here. And guess what? When I come home, when I'm in Detroit, I'm comfortable. I walk down the street free. Everybody show love. I'm having a good old time. I go do what I want to do when I want to do, and they lay out the red carpet for me. When I pull up, they be like, Tom, what's up, bro? I don't even have to be I don't even have to be national. I don't have to be a celebrity in the United States of America. I'm the man in my city. That's the only thing that matters. When I walk in my city, they show love. White people, black people, they all show me love here in Detroit. And that's why I love my city. Because it's a different type of love. It's a different type of wave. You know where to go. I know where to go. I know where you got to where you got to get a little bit more careful when you go through certain streets, certain environments, certain areas. You know what I'm saying? And you chilling. Exit 9, you got to be a little bit more on the swivel because they don't give a fuck about who you are over there. They don't care about it when you go on exit 9. Over by the McDonald's, over there by the BP. When you go on the east side, on Gratiot, certain parts of Gratiot, you got to be a little bit more careful. Go on 7 Mile on the east side, it's a little different over there. You know what I'm saying? In the red zone, it's a little different over there. So you got to know where to go and where not to go. Brightmoor is a little different. Just telling you the truth, bro. Like y'all go to these other countries and y'all think it's sweet. You think that they're going to treat you like gold. And you're going to be doing 10 years for blinking wrong.
But speaking to BBC News from Evin prison, Lindsay can see little hope at present.
We have done what we can to be respectful of their system, to be patient with the legal process, believing that our innocence will prevail. But it doesn't seem to be the case.
David Harper, BBC News.
Let's speak to our diplomatic correspondent, James Landale. James, talk us through the Foreign Office response on this.
Well, the Foreign Secretary, Yvette Cooper, has put out a statement saying, and I quote, that the sentence that the couple have been given is completely appalling.
You said everybody got good and bad. It depends on where you go. That is very true. But guess what? You don't know where to go when you ain't from there. That's my whole point. You don't know where to go when you're not from there. Like Detroit is a good city, says Lauren. Nigga, your name is Lauren. Your name is Lauren, nigga. You cursed. Your parents cursed you. Your name is Lauren. Not Lauren. Not Lauren. Not Lowry, nigga. Your name is Lauren. You got 2 first names, and the first one is a girl's name. You Lauren Henry. You Lauren Henry, nigga. You gonna get teased for the rest of your life. Your parents didn't even like you. You was named by your grandmama, nigga. And your grandmama was gay. You got 2 first names, and your first name is a girl's name. Nigga, don't ever sit here and talk shit to me. Ever. And you subscribe to say that dumb shit, you dummy. This nigga name is Lauren. You's a bitch. That's what you are. Make sure you guys don't let me derail. You know me, I'll roast you niggas all day long. Don't let me derail. Shout out to Carrie. Just text me. What up, Carrie? I trick on your hoe. That's what I do. But here's the thing. When I trick on her, when I trick on your hoe, oh, where you go? Where Lauren at? Where you go? I don't want to miss it. Lauren, when I pay her, I'm going to pay her to leave. I'm not going to pay her to stay. All right? Remember that. When I pay her to leave and she go back to you and she kiss you in the mouth, just remember, you're going to taste me. All of that good loving that she giving you, you know who I am, nigga? I'm Cuddy. That's what I am. I'm the YouTube Cuddy, nigga. You can have her back, but she was mine. When you was off in the war and you was trying to make sure that you do good for your country, nigga, who you think took care of that little girl? Huh? Who you think took care of your daughter, nigga? I made sure that they had food in their cabinets. I made sure that they had toothpaste, a toothbrush, and all of that, nigga. When you came back and you said, damn, you learned some new tricks, who you think taught her that? Who you think taught her that? Huh? When you not treating her right, when everything was out of whack, who you think fixed that situation? Who you think made sure that you had your lights cut on, nigga? That's me. I'm daddy. I'm daddy. Anton taught her. No. Y'all know, you know what this show is. You know I'm gonna go back and forth with the chat. And if they feel compelled to subscribe because they want to say some goofy shit, then I want to play back. I want to pay back. I want to play back. What's wrong with going back and forth with the chat? I don't see nothing wrong with that. Don't see something wrong with that. What's up, Carrie? Carrie talking about stay focused. Why Carrie always on my head? And leave. All right, we're gonna go to the next subject, but I need to know what's going on. Carrie.
Come to you today asking for you to just be with Anton, Lord. Please.
Carrie, what is the okay? So Carrie, why can't I respond?
You don't have to. He can think what he wants about Detroit. You done tore up his name.
He got that name. I didn't name him that. I didn't name him that.
I'm not laughing. I'm not laughing with him, guys. I'm sitting here trying to learn about what happened in Mexico. Jesus.
All right, I'm gonna refocus. I got you, Carrie. I'm on it.
Thank you.
Bye. Carrie texted me like, Anton, stay focused. All right, Carrie. Okay. Shout out to the gay man named Lauren Henry. I love you, bro. And thank you for subscribing. I'm not going to mute you. I'm not going to censor you. I want you to continue to stick around and give me my watch hours because I need all of my money. I need all of my money. You my hoe, nigga. You my hoe. You my hoe on YouTube. She my hoe off YouTube. So either way, you hoeing. She hoeing, you hoeing. Y'all both hoeing. I just get y'all at different times of the day. I get the money out of you. I get the loving out of her. Thank you for subscribing, my dog. I appreciate you. Lauren. I got a cousin named Lauren. You bitch. I'm sorry. Forgive me, Lord. Carrie is watching too. I'm on it. Carrie, I'm focused. All right, y'all. What we talking about? What did y'all said? I got to look at something named Rondale. I'm going to read the super chat just shortly. Let me look at something called Rondale. Hey, y'all, did you hit up Lauren the other day? Lauren, you talking about that girl that we met at the party? No, nigga, Lauren. Oh, you talk about Lauren with the fat ass? Nah, nigga, Lauren. What's their name? Lauren. Nigga, you talking about Lauren Henry? Henry, nigga? Oh, that bitch ass nigga, man. Nah, man, we don't fuck with that nigga, man. That nigga's a cornball, bro. I don't fuck with that nigga, dog. And I thought you was talking about that one that we met the other day, dog, that was throwing it back for a real one. You talking about Henry, nigga? Nigga, I fuck with his sister. I don't fuck with him. You know what I'm saying? Rondale Moore. Not enough of this nigga. Rondale Moore. What did he die of? What did he die of? I don't want to speak of it until I understand exactly what it is. What did he die of? How did Rondale Moore pass? Oh, he died from a gunshot wound? Oh, snaps. That's sad. That is so sad.
Jarring news on Saturday night that Rondale Moore, second-round pick of the Cardinals in 2021, played for the Vikings last year, suffered a season-ending knee injury in the preseason opener against the Texans. He's died at the age of 25. Police in New Albany, Indiana, suspect that Rondale Moore died of a self-inflicted gunshot wound. It has sparked a much-needed conversation about mental health for football players and beyond. And the NFLPA hinted at, because there were some scattered reports Saturday night that's what had happened, but I wanted to wait for something concrete before we addressed it. But the statement from the NFL Players Association made it clear that there was some mental health aspect to it by referencing the reality that players carry a lot on and off the field. And it's important, obviously, if you're having issues to ask someone for help. And it's important if you're someone who's in a position, anyone in your orbit. We've talked about this before. I think we all have a responsibility to everyone that we encounter, that everyone that we see on a regular basis, family, friends, work, colleagues, acquaintances, anyone, everyone. If something seems a little bit off, don't be afraid to just ask and we talked about this recently. When you say, how are you to someone, mean it. Don't say.
Listen, let me, y'all want to know the truth? Y'all want to know the truth about this whole Rondale Moore situation? First of all, let me extend my condolences to the family, because I never wish death on anybody. Unless you're El Mencho or whatever his name is over in Mexico, then I never wish death on anybody. So first of all, rest in peace to him. Condolences to the family. I don't know if he had any children or not. Let me look and see if he had any family. Investigated by coroner. Cause of death still under investigation. Chief told Moore he was found in the garage with a suspected self-inflicted gunshot wound. An autopsy is scheduled for Sunday. played at Purdue, earning the Paul Hornung Award for his all-purpose abilities at the end of 2018 season. Second-round pick of the Arizona Cardinals. In the 2021 NFL Draft, spent 3 seasons with the team. His previous 2 seasons were cut short with preseason injuries. He suffered a knee injury in training camp with the Atlanta Falcons in 2024, and then got another knee injury in a preseason game with the Minnesota Vikings in 2025. That'll do it. Deeply saddened. Thoughts with his family and friends. Not publicly known to have a wife or children, described as highly private, with no confirmed spouse, girlfriend, or children mentioned in the public records, and his social media focused strictly on training and football. So he was just about business. He was focused, but he was plagued by injuries. And man, that's really, really sad. That's really, really sad. That's messed up.
Say how are you unless you mean it, and say it to the people where you truly care about the answer. And if you think that something is wrong, you're going to do something about it to help them. And I think we all have that responsibility, again, to anyone whose lives we touch, because until you sit down and start counting up the names, you don't realize how many lives are intertwined with your own.
Yeah, I hear that, and it's a sad story, and I hope the public realizes a little bit like you heard Drake May after the Super Bowl, right? There's a lot of guys in football where this is life; it's life to them. They care about it that much. I know it's fame and big checks, and people see the glitz and the glamour at times, but the majority of these guys, especially the guys who love the game in the locker room and are like that, they take it home with them. It's part of them. It's part of their being. It's part of what defines you. I was that person. I mean, football defined me from the age of 8. I knew I wanted to be an NFL football player. And as I got older, I took it more and more serious, and everything I did was around that. As I've told you before, when I was out of the NFL my first year, I mean, I cried more that year, and I felt guilty because I cried more than I did when my grandmother died. It was crushing to me. My life was that.
Most people don't understand. Let me break it down. First of all, most women will never understand that a lot of guys' life is wrapped up in his ability to do the thing that he is the greatest at, or what he feels as though he's been trained or his purpose was to do, right? And I can't speak on this guy's situation, but I'm using this as a sounding board to have a conversation, a bigger conversation that we don't have a conversation about. And it's not just with athletes, it's everybody. When a guy loses his job, a lot of times, listen, a guy can go through a life event where he can lose a loved one, right? He can go through a breakup. He can do a lot of things. If he loses his identity, that is the time that a guy will be the most depressed at any point in his life. If he don't see a pathway, or it hasn't been revealed to him through God yet, or whatever it is that he's going through, a lot of guys' identity is wrapped up in their ability to do great things, provide, be awesome. And if they're losing that identity, then they're losing their purpose. And if they lose their purpose, that is the time that you're going to see guys get most depressed. It ain't with a life event, right? And I know, I get it. Like, women are expecting men to act like women, and they've conditioned men to think like women. And so they think that matters. What do I always say? What do I always say when I don't like what's going on, or if I get frustrated, or if I do any of that type of stuff? What do I say? What do I always say that I do? I get back to work. What up, Mia? What do I do? I get back to work. You know why? Because that is my therapy. My therapy is being great. My therapy is being great. So if I want to fix a situation, I get back to work. And when I get back to work, the wheels start turning. Everything start making sense. I start putting things in place, and then you start to get to it. And God then deals with me and gives me whatever answer that I need once I start to get consecrated and I started to get back focused, because when I get back to work, and work don't necessarily mean creating content. Work don't necessarily mean live streaming. Work don't necessarily mean a video. Work is being busy, being and building and doing something that's conducive to your life. And then God starts to work with you and reveal what your next steps are, despite whatever it is, because it rains on the just and the unjust. You're not going to not go through stuff just because you. You're not going to not go through stuff just because you're doing the right thing, or you helping people, or you looked out for people. Nigga, they turned on Jesus. Jesus went through it, even though he could have called legions of angels to rescue himself. And I'm not comparing you or me or anybody to Jesus, but if he's the blueprint, then that means it's going to happen. You're going to go through some stuff, right? But a lot of times our identity as men are wrapped up in what we do or what we can provide or what we see the next steps is. And if that is murky, if that's cloudy, you'll see the most depressed man ever. Don't have nothing to do with emotional intelligence. Don't have nothing to do with a hoe. Don't have nothing to do with this and that. It has everything to do with if it's something that you... Listen, guys need something to fall back on, something to come back to. Listen, if all goes hard, if all goes bad, if all goes... I can always get back to this, or I can always do this, or I can always do that, or I can always do this. That's how we think. Secondly, when they say stuff like, if you're going through it, or you depressed, or hey, listen, when you ask how people are doing, mean it. Lies. It's all lies. You know why? Because 99 times out of 100, nobody gives a fuck until you gone. If a dude get on social media saying, oh man, I'm depressed, or if he get online and say I'm depressed, you know what that is? That's ammunition for people to go at him even harder. Nobody gives a fuck about you. I'm going to just tell you straight up. As a man, you're going to have to go to God and figure it out with him, because ain't nobody ever going to hold you down. Ain't nobody coming to save you. They're not giving you no money. They're not going to look out for you. They're not going to take care of your kid if you go to jail. They're not going to figure it out if you're depressed. If anything, they might try to fuck your girl. Nobody cares. It all sounds cute when you pass away or when you have a tragic situation like this right here. But what men understand, and what we have to understand as we grow up, the reason why we have to put our faith and our trust, and we have to be more steadfast in who we are through Christ or whatever it is that he's given us, is because nobody is caring about you. Nobody cares. You know what happens when you start to go through things, or when people around you is going through things? You know what happens? Self-preservation kicks in for most people. They don't say, you know what? Let's hold it down. Let's stick together. Let's figure it out. You know what people do? They go into fight or flight mode. Fuck that. I'm going to save myself. Or at least they think that that's what they going to do. But a lot of times what they going to do is they going to hurt themselves, and you're going to sit and watch. And God will show you. Sometimes when you're going through stuff, if you can endure long enough, what he's doing is he's revealing the spirits of the people that's around you. He's showing you who the snakes are. He's showing you who the clout chasers are. He's showing you what's around you sometimes. And he's also telling you that nobody cares. You know what's going to happen after this report is done with the whole Rondale Moore, and again, rest in peace. You know what's going to happen next week? We're going to forget about it. And nobody is going to care, because it's going to be the next thing. And Anton going to give the content creators another thing. I'm going to have another muse right there on that couch. Matter of fact, let me cut my, where's my, fireplace? I done lost the, there it is. Let me cut my fireplace. I'm going to have another muse right there on that couch. All already got a whole new lineup. I got a whole new fleet. We about to shoot a whole new show. I changed my mind. I said Mondays is gonna be fleet day. Mondays is gonna be in-person fleet day. And we getting it all set up. We revamping some stuff. So why am I not using the studio? I need to have in-person women in here talking that talk. More review video. Got to keep your name in the algorithm, baby. We got to keep the name in the algorithm. If you don't keep your name in the algorithm, then ain't nobody going to be checking for you, and they're going to be moving on, talking about somebody else. And so, shit, let's keep it popping. Whole new wave, whole new fleet, whole new group of people. You know why? Because people are going to move on to the next thing, because they're going to forget about you. They're going to forget about you. And I thought about it. I said, am I going to have some guys on this Monday show? Or is it just going to be me and 4, 5, or 6 different women? And I think I'm just going to go with the women. Next up, next in line. Who next? All right, replacements. Life goes on. It doesn't stop just because you feel some type of way about it. That nobody cares. Nobody is going to care about this guy. I'm telling you the truth. It is so unfortunate that we don't value life. It's so unfortunate that we don't value life. Nobody cares. And guess what? There's always somebody looking to take your place. They already had his roster spot filled. You know why? Because they still got to put on a show. The National Football League is still want their show. People still want their football. They still want to go to the stadium. They still want to put on their helmets. They still want to root for their team. And they're going to still do whatever it is that they was doing. And you know what else is going to happen with women? You know what happened with women? There's always another woman that wanted to take the spot of the other women that was already there. You know what, bro, my DMs is on fucking fire. Every time that I open up Instagram, my junk is like, DMs is on 10. Look at this shit. Every single time. I just checked it. DMs is on 10 every time. It doesn't stop. Nothing stops. Nothing ever stops. Life goes on. People go on. Nobody care about your girl. Nobody care about if you died. They gonna say rest of. I know that if I was to pass away, that's why I lit this shit up right now. If I passed away right now, they would stream about it for a week, maybe 2 weeks, and then they would move on to the next shit. And then motherfuckers would be like, man, who's going to take his spot? Who's going to take his spot? That's what they say. Mimi, I got to vet you. Mimi. I'm going to tell you why I got to vet you, Mimi. I got to vet you now. Mimi. Because I got some phone calls. Yesterday. They said Mimi was streaming with the ops. I got to keep it 100. I got some phone calls, and then people started sending me some shit. They said, man, I don't know, man. You got to watch her. I said, why I got to watch her? They said, because, man, she was streaming with the ops. I said, who? Not Mimi. Mimi was streaming with niggas that don't fuck with me. No, not true. So I got to vet you. I gotta vet you. I gotta figure it out. I'm not taking anything for granted. I'm doing my due diligence. I'm not saying that it's true. I'm telling you what I was told. This was last night. So I got to do my due diligence. All right. So let me do my due diligence. I'm going to figure some stuff out, and then we're going to figure it out from there. All right. Make sure you guys hit a like for the algorithm, subscribe to the channel, turn on your notifications. I don't like it. I don't like for my people streaming with other people. I don't like that, Mimi. I don't like that shit. I don't like when my people stream with other people. Now, to be fair to you, you know what I'm saying? You're not necessarily, like, you haven't been indoctrinated to the team yet. So I'm giving you a little bit of grace, but I got to do my due diligence. You know what I'm saying? Got to do my due diligence. I got to. That should have, honestly, with other people, that should have been a red flag immediately. Honest to God. That should have been a red flag with other people that was on my team. When I seen them all on other people's shit, and I'm like, what the fuck is going on up there? What's all of this clout chasing shit? Miss Sanchez don't fuck with nobody else. Kim don't fuck with nobody else. Molly don't fuck with nobody else. Carrie don't fuck with nobody else. None of them fuck with nobody else. I'm keeping it 100. They don't fuck with nobody but Anton from AntonDaniels.com. Can't nobody call Molly. Can't nobody call Miss Sanchez. Can't nobody call Kim. Can't nobody get in touch with none of my people. You know what I'm saying? So I got my eyes open. See, God had to give me some insight. I had to give me some insight. All right. We're going to figure it out, though. I'm going to figure it out. You streaming tonight? I'm streaming on pay. Lex don't fuck with nobody either. I ain't gonna forget about Lex. Lex is loyal. Lex don't fuck with nobody. Lex asked me for permission to do anything, and that's a fact. Let me figure it out. Let me see what else is going on out in these streets. What was that? Where we at time-wise, y'all? Where we at time-wise? Oh, we got time. We got time. Let's see what the money is talking about. I got to see what's happening with the money. Is there anything else that y'all wanted me to cover before I get into the money? Property taxes, crimes in New Orleans, British couple in Iran sentence, Gavin Newsom to black people, homeowners on property taxes. I'm going to read y'all super chats in a minute. I talked about Mexico. Shampoo ain't said nothing about Mimi. Shampoo chilling. New Balance over Nike. I heard it's a snowstorm over in New York. Is it a snowstorm over in New York? Mom Donnie wanted y'all to shovel some snow, didn't he? We'll come back to that. We're going to get to the New Balance thing in a minute. Is that what it's looking like in New York? A bomb cyclone is in New York with more than 13.5 inches of snow? This is crazy, bro. Who want to be bothered with this? I couldn't do it, bro. Y'all streets not even big. Driving. It's nowhere to put the snow. The thing about New York and what's so messed up about New York, which is different than the Midwest, right? See, when you go through the Midwest, we have more space, we have more room because it's not as densely populated, right? So, for example, if you talk about New York, you're dealing with 8.5 million people. 8.5 million people. It already ain't no parking spaces. It ain't nowhere to put these cars. Here in Detroit, if you have a snow emergency, they mandate that you get off the streets, right? So you have to move your car off the streets in order for them to plow. You don't have the same thing in New York because it ain't nowhere to go. Ain't nowhere for the cars to go. Ain't nowhere for the, like, y'all still dealing with the snow that y'all dealt with before. Y'all got snow blowers for no reason. It's bad in New York, bro. Trash can't pick up. This is another reason why the streets in the East Coast and the Midwest is so bad, and why we have potholes and stuff like that. Versus if you go down south, like if you go to Miami, that's the Autobahn, boy. Miami is the Autobahn. They be driving. They driving Florida. They be hitting the streets, but the roads is a lot smoother, right? If you go over to Los Angeles, they don't have to deal with this. The roads are a lot smoother, and they do have potholes. And so maybe I shouldn't say Los Angeles. Maybe I should say San Diego. If you go over to San Diego and stuff like that, the roads is a lot smoother because you don't have these snow piles basically scraping the streets, as well as the snow, the salt, all of that stuff. See, I can't even pull my cars out right now. And we don't look like New York, but I can't pull my cars out right now because the salt will be on the streets. I don't want the salt to ever get on the cars and stuff like that. This fall, and they throwing the salt on it back behind me. Nah, we didn't really get a snowstorm. I'm looking outside right now. We got a little bit of snow, but we didn't get a snowstorm. That's correct, DJ Ace Productions. And they didn't have to look at the car. They almost hit the car. Almost hit the car, burying the car in. A lot of people don't like being in the East Coast. When you get older, see this shit, you can deal with it. You can deal with it when you're younger, but when you get older, this is tired. This get old after a while. And so I actually love being in Detroit during the spring and the summers and the fall. Fall is probably the best. I like fall the most because you can get super fresh in the fall. But when you got to deal with this in the wintertime, I'm telling you, honestly, I think that this is my last year dealing with this. Now that my daughter is a senior, I think this is my last year. My daughter is senior. She can fly. She don't need no help, none of that type of stuff. She got cars, houses, all of that shit. This is my last year dealing with snow. I'm not dealing with it no more. I am completely done with snow. I'm not dealing with it no more. When you get older, it get tired. It get old. Not dealing with this foolishness. The AD, where you building your dream home? I don't see myself building a home in San Diego, bro. A, California is too expensive. And B, why would I ever want to pay property taxes or ever deal with the tax situation over in San Diego, bro? I can't deal with that. I can't do it, man. It don't make sense. If Florida, you know what would be ideal? You know what would be ideal? If Florida passed the no property taxes situation. He throwing it back on the street. If Florida passes no property taxes, I'll build a home. I don't even feel like I need to build a home. I'll buy a home in Florida. I would buy a home in Florida if they pass no property taxes. California do, bro. It got a ton of potential. It got so much opportunity in California, but it's ran by bad politicians.
As Mayor Mamdani is facing a major snowstorm.
He joins us now live with an update on how things are going. Mr. Mayor, thanks for taking a few moments. Your overall assessment of where we stand right now.
That smile is so fake. It's so fake. It's so fake. This guy has been media trained, and it is so fake.
Awful. Can you talk to us about, there's been this controversy over the snow laborers and the sort of what some see as onerous need to have documentation. Can you just talk about if that's new and what you make of the controversy?
This is all long-standing. This is a long-standing program and long-standing requirements, and this is a way that New Yorkers get paid to shovel snow in assistance with the city's response to a winter storm event. Federal law requires that employers get authorization and documentation to pay people for their work. We are not allowed to just cut checks to individuals for their work. And these are the policies that we've had in place, but I understand that for many, it's the first time that they've ever heard about it.
Thanks, Mel. Amanda, go ahead.
And just before we go, I'm sorry, brother, if you wouldn't mind turning off the flash, it's a bit blinding. Thank you.
I have no flash.
Thank you.
Hi, Mayor. Just following up on my question for yesterday regarding the snow shovelers. Any word on the compensation? That's my first question. And secondly, we saw the death toll from the last snowstorm.
Y'all getting paid to shovel snow in New York?
If all homeless New Yorkers are, back in shelters.
Absolutely. So I'll start with your first question, and I'll go into your second one. So the starting pay for emergency snow shovelers is about $19 an hour. After they work 40 hours through a week, that then increases to about $28 an hour. And thanks to the work of DSNY and so many others.
Y'all got emergency snow shovelers in New York? You can get paid to shovel snow?
We have expanded the pool of emergency snow shovelers. In the previous storm, we were looking at about 500 emergency snow shovelers. Now that pool has expanded to about 1,400. And you heard the commissioner say about plans for how the first 1,000 of them are going to be deployed between this evening and tomorrow morning. And for our approach during this weather to homeless New Yorkers, we have put our city in an enhanced code blue. Now, what that means is that not only are we going to be rerouting all 311 calls regarding homeless New Yorkers in need of assistance to 911, but we are also opening up 22 warming buses, 11 H&H warming spaces, 13 DOE warming centers, as you heard from the chancellor. And we are also critically keeping our on-point overdose prevention centers open overnight through the blizzard. That's both for this evening as well as Monday evening. The reason that I highlight that as being so critical is a number of New Yorkers in the prior storm and in the prolonged Arctic spell after that lost their lives due to a preliminary indication of overdose related. And so to have these centers open overnight through extended hours that they would typically have, it's critically important as to getting homeless New Yorkers inside. Now, beyond this, what we are seeing is that our outreach workers are continuing to do incredible work. Just yesterday, they made 86 placements of homeless New Yorkers into safe haven sites.
That's because he had said that he wasn't going to remove homeless off the street, and they didn't want to do the homeless encampment thing and remove them off the street. And what happened was 14 people died as a result of it when that last winter storm hit. And so that's what he's trying to mitigate for. Yeah, months ago he said he was going to end it, and now he's saying that he's going to resume it because it was a bunch of people that died when he had ended it.
Begin here at 6 tonight with Mayor Mamdani reversing a campaign promise and now reinstating homeless encampment sweeps. Just weeks ago, the mayor was against it, even after our Marsha Kramer showed him video of encampments during the cold. She explains the changes that he plans to make.
Michael sleeps in his lean-to on West 18th Street, a hideaway filled with spoiled milk, rotten food, and lots of blankets to cope with the bitter cold. It's part of a homeless encampment that stretches for almost half a block. But the big question is how long he and the others who called this base home can continue to live there, because Mayor Mamdani now wants these encampments removed. Michael says the street is safer than a shelter.
I don't like being in there and having to be subject to get robbed and stuff like that. I'm out to stay on the street and get robbed.
You'd rather be on the street?
Yeah, I'd rather be on the street because I feel more safer.
But in changing his mind, the mayor wants New Yorkers to know that his encampment sweeps will be...
Unlike in the prior administration.
Instead of having the NYPD do the sweeps, the Department of Homeless Services will be the lead agency. And instead of serving notice and giving the encampment dwellers 7 days to vacate, Mamdani says outreach workers will go there every day.
The importance of this, as we saw over the course of this prolonged Code Blue,
Look at that diversity,
was that by having relentless
thing.
outreach each and every day, you are able to connect with homeless New Yorkers for whom their first reaction might be that of skepticism.
But the mayor was still against encampment sweeps nearly a month ago when I showed him pictures of homeless encampments where people were shivering in the dead of winter. Of course, that was also before the wave of frigid temperatures took the lives of several people living on the streets. Homeless advocates say they're disappointed.
Well, disappointed to see the backpedaling of the mayor on this commitment to end encampment sweeps, because encampment sweeps don't really help people to come inside and to get the shelter services and ultimately housing that they need.
What's really troubling to me is we are barely a month into this administration, and already Mayor Mamdani has backtracked on 2 campaign promises he made to the homeless community.
Marsha, what are the advocates telling you that they want to see happen?
Well, first of all, they're happy that the NYPD is no longer the lead agency and it's going to be the Department of Homeland Services. But they're unhappy because they don't see any plans in place to build the kind of housing they think is necessary to convince people to not live on the street, but to live in some kind of housing.
What do they want the mayor to do now?
Well, David Giffen of the Coalition for the Homeless says that what he wants the mayor to do is to commit to a program, believe it or not, that will build 60,000 units of housing over the next 5 years. But we're in a budget crisis, and right now there is absolutely no plans to do that in the preliminary budget.
He lied to y'all so bad, and y'all fell for the okie doke, and I just can't believe that y'all was just so easily finessed by that. Anton, were you at the Clarissa Shields fight last night? It was a movie. No, Anton was not at the Clarissa Shields fight yesterday. I was live streaming with Slimmy and Miss Sanchez. I was working, man. I was getting money. I wasn't spending money. I was working. I was getting money. Let me read some of y'all super chats, and then I want to go over maybe one more thing. Shout out to you, TS Car Wash and Details. When a bag chaser has dropped, will there be gray bottom brims? I gotta go and get all of the hats. I'll show it to y'all. I'm gonna try to show it to y'all tomorrow or Wednesday. Carrington Love Jr. says, peace, Anton. Thanks for the constant content. And remember, there are no snow bunnies helping put up doors. Put up the doors, ladies and gentlemen. Shout out to you, Carrington Love Jr. Down South says, I Show Speed went toward Africa. He has more than all black, white, Asian, and Hispanic YouTubers combined. That is great for him. God bless him. And he also moves like the president. He also moves like the president. He don't slow down. He don't stop. And he got a whole convoy of people around him. And I'm happy for him. And I think that everybody should do what's best for them. I'm not I Show Speed. What up, AD? 3 weeks into an apprenticeship and the pay is trash. My old foreman wants me back with higher pay. It's a $2,000 a month difference. Should I leave this opportunity or backtrack or hold it down? What are you in an apprenticeship for? It depends what the goal is. If you are in an apprenticeship to be an electrician, if you're in an apprenticeship to be a plumber, if you're in an apprenticeship to make way more money in the end, then you have to forego how you feel right now so you can get to a bigger bag later. Of course, your old foreman gonna want you back because you're a consistent worker. And so the question that you have to ask yourself is, A, is it going to pay me way more? Do I get my back end money that's going to be way bigger and better? So don't cut off your future just because you can't deal with what's in front of you. And B, is there other ways for you to be able to run up a bag and make money? Remember this. It's a reason why you left your old position to move into this apprenticeship in the first place. Why did you go into the apprenticeship and why did you leave your last job? It's a reason for that. Remember that. I would keep my apprenticeship, and I'm assuming it's for something that's going to make you way more money on the back end. Lower your lifestyle. Lower your lifestyle. You can spend money on these hoes later. What up, counselor at large? I appreciate you. Says salute. Eric Harris says, yeah, we need Carrie. AD is wild. Lauren Henry is a wild name, though. He started talking to me first. Don't get mad at the person that returned fire. What up, Mia? Says stay in prayer. I know there's people that come after you, after your family and household. No, we are praying for all of you. Keep working hard. Psalms 91. Thank you, Mia. You so sweet. You so sweet. And I love all of the ladies and the people that's holding me down. Shout out to the new bag chasers too. Amethyst Angel says rates of depression soar amongst men after retirement because work is all they knew. Few, if any, friends, no social life, no hobbies, no purpose. That was their life. That was their social life. That was their hobbies. That was their friends. That was everything. Eddie the Captain says, love from Birmingham, England. Shout out to my Englanders out here. Is that how you say it? Englanders? I've been watching you for the last 2 years. You motivate me to make content creating seriously. Over 30,000 subs in 1 year. Shout out to Eddie the Captain. I love it, big dog. Yeah. Whiskey Pierre Louis says, Anton, Sir Shalom. Back from Hawaii, Honolulu. Amazing. Oh, yeah, Hawaii. I never thought about Hawaii. I just keep hearing how expensive it is. You should go. Family and I had an amazing time. Beaches, warm, beautiful people, and great behavior. I heard they had some of the best weather in the wintertime now. Let me put that on the list. Shout out to you, Whiskey Pierre. I appreciate you, big dog. Big Marcus. What up, Big Marcus? I appreciate you, bro. Amethyst Angel says Philly doesn't allow snow dumps into the river anymore because the snow isn't just snow. Too much trash and debris, and you're right. Nowhere to put it. TS Car Wash and Detail Service says they got plows on garbage trucks. Never seen that. Jason says, Big A, Pompano Beach, Florida is super nice. 1 hour from Miami and plenty of money floating out there. I think biggest Ferrari showroom in the U.S. Really? See, y'all opening up my eyes, and this is why I love to chat. Self-Made Forever says, what steps that we as Floridians got to do to get no property tax passed? Call your senators. Get on their ass. Call your senators and get on their ass. But AD, the Midwest cleared the snow up good. Yeah, but it's too cold. I don't like that. I don't like it. I don't like it, bro. It's too cold. It's too cold, bro. Nah, they move to Vegas. Vegas is too cold in the wintertime. Because if you're going to go somewhere in the wintertime, then you got to make it warm. Eric Williams says, what's good, Anton? I'm surprised you haven't considered Biloxi on the Mississippi coast. I don't think it's warm enough for the wintertime, bro. I be checking the weather all the time. Like, I could check Biloxi right now. Let me see. I just checked it this morning, I thought. It's all right. It's all right. I want it warmer than that if I'm going to actually spend some money to be out of there. I'm in Jersey shoveling as I listen to the show. Shout out to Wesley Turner. Amethyst Angel says, but you have taxes taken out. $19 an hour becomes $10 an hour. That's true. Riri says de Blasio started the part-time snow shoveling back in 2014. TS Car Wash and Detail Services, JB building a home in New York. Check out Charlotte City Manager's salary. Charlotte City Manager's salary. All right, I'm going to look into it. I'll look into it. Give me a second. Here, remind me tomorrow. Remind me tomorrow and I'll look into it. All right? I guess we can do one more. Anton, would you purchase a house in Biloxi? Yeah, I like Biloxi. I think it's a lot of opportunity there in Biloxi.
He got an exclusive look at how the company performed before those results were released to the public. At a time when major sneaker brands like Nike are shrinking, you have new
490,000?
actually
Okay, hold on
growing
one second.
sales, and that's
Hold on one second. How much is it? Charlotte City Manager make what? This was 3 years ago, though. I put Charlotte City Manager and I put filter this week. Right? Why is it putting... What is this foolishness? The Charlotte City Manager, Marcus Jones, has a total compensation package approaching $490,000 as of late 2024, following a 5% pay raise. His compensation includes a base salary of $434 to $475 plus benefits like a $5,700 auto stipend, $3,100 expense allowance, and a 401k match. Shit. He make more than the president. So the Charlotte mayor is not even the man. The city manager is the one that makes all of the money. The mayor, city council, and the mayor are not technically full-time positions in Charlotte. though they often at times require full-time work. The city manager, is this a city manager right here, Marcus Jones? Wow. Charlotte has a weak mayor form of government, which means the city manager, Marcus Jones, runs the city like a CEO. City council and the mayor set policy. The manager carries it out day to day. Y'all, aviation director makes $326,000 a year. Interim CEO of CATS. He's a deputy city manager. So he's like the vice president or the COO. The police chief makes $300,000 a year. Good God. The assistant city manager makes $288,000 a year. So y'all just giving away free money in Charlotte. That's crazy. He make almost $500,000 a year. Good God. Charlotte. Surplus. Y'all in the surplus? Is the city of Charlotte regularly dealing with a budget deficit or a budget surplus?
It seems like the city of Charlotte aims to maintain a balanced budget, as state law requires balanced budgets for cities. Recent information also indicates that they've built a strong financial foundation and work to ensure balanced budgets. Is there a particular year or time frame you're interested in?
Are they dealing with any kind of problems when it comes to money in a budget in Charlotte?
According to recent information, Charlotte City Council adopted a structurally balanced budget for fiscal year 2026. They are aiming to maintain balanced budgets, preserve core services, and maintain operating reserves. There was also discussion about teacher pay in the Charlotte-Mecklenburg schools budget. Are there any specific areas you're concerned about?
Nope, that's it. So basically, it's basically telling me that they're doing well with their budgets. Well, if y'all have the ability to be able to pay him $500,000 a year, that's crazy to me. It's not an elected position. They run in the city like a CEO. I'm going to be honest with you. I don't really have a problem with it. I don't have a problem with it. Is that crazy that I don't have a problem that the CEO of Charlotte, the CEO of Charlotte is making $500,000 a year? When you add in the stipend and the car and the allowance and all of that stuff, I'm not tripping about it. You know why? Because it sounds like he's managing the city well, that the mayor is not making money. So now, all right, so look at it like this. If the mayor of Charlotte is only making $50,000 a year, the average mayor, let me see. Salary for, pick a city. Mayor of Denver, let's say mayor of Denver. If the mayor of Denver is making $200,000 a year, right? But the mayor of Charlotte is making $500,000 a year, right? I think it's still a lot, but let's say that the mayor of Charlotte is making $500,000 a year. The mayor of Denver is making this amount per year. Okay, so let's deep dive it a little bit more. Salary for city council of Denver. Now the city council members. Now remember, the mayor of Charlotte only makes $46,000 a year. The city council only makes $40-something thousand a year. But all city council members make $96,000 a year, and some of them make $108,000 a year. How many city council members are there in Denver? Now there's 13 city council members. Multiply that by 50,000, and you actually can start to justify the salary, especially if they're operating with a balanced budget and a surplus and with reserves. Now, let's go over to Chicago. Salary of mayor of Chicago. Salary of the mayor of Chicago is $221,000 a year. Plus, he got to have all of the security and the police officers. Plus, he gets city cars. Plus, he gets to stay in the mayor's mansion. And they have to cover all of the costs that's associated with his housing. So, you know what I'm saying? Then the alderman, salary of alderman of Chicago. Now you got the alderman in Chicago is making between 119 and 143. Some of them is making 152. And the top tier earners making up to $181,000 a year. And it's 50 of them. So let's take an average, right? Let's say $150 of them times $150,000 a year. Now we know that it's more than that because your total compensation doesn't just include your salary. It's pension, it's healthcare coverage, it's all of that. So it's costing $7.5 million a year just in salary for the alderman, which also doesn't include the mayor and where he's staying and all of that other stuff, and they're fucking up the city. So when we having these conversations, and I'm glad y'all brought this up because I look at everything from a business perspective. When we're having these conversations, we can't just look at it in a vacuum and say, oh man, why does he make this much money per year? Well, is he worth his salary? And how much more money are they saving by having a manager run the city that look at it from a business perspective versus having 50 aldermen making 150 plus a year and a mayor that make 200 plus a year, and the mayor gets to stay in the mayor's mansion, and they get security, and they get the governor's office, and they get all of this other stuff, right? I actually think that Charlotte is doing a better job at saving money by paying him $500,000 a year than they do by having the other cities run it the way that they're running it. An alderman is the equivalent of a city council member in your city. So the aldermen control the budget. So I look at it that way. I don't look at it from the lens of just saying, well, why he making this much money? No, is he worth the money that you're paying him? And how good of a job is he doing it? And how do I compare it against other cities? So look at it like this, y'all. When y'all talking about budgets, when you're talking about money, when you're talking about all of this stuff, look at it like this. The way that I look at things is I compare it against my peers. I compare it against other cities. I compare it against what's happening in there, right? What is the success? What is the successes and what are the failures in Charlotte? How are they doing things and how did they structure their money? How are they allocating their budget and are they operating in a surplus or a deficit? Okay, so they're doing way better than all the rest of these cities. Cool. Why are the other cities spending way more money on salaries, but they getting worse results? Your measurement has to be equivalent. You can't, this is the thing that we have in our mind a lot of times. This is why I don't mind CEO pay, right? CEO pay is commensurate with the performance of the company. If they don't do well, then the CEO doesn't get paid. There was a year, I think in 2023, that the Amazon CEO, CEO pay 2023. His CEO pay wasn't equivalent as the rest of the CEOs that was in his category. Okay, so Andy Jassy in 2000, Jassy received 212 million compensation package in 2021, largely connected to his rise to CEO, mostly in the form of Amazon stock. So as Amazon stock did well, his compensation and his pay went up. All right, so let's back up for a minute. In 2023, the executive earned only $1.36 million, including $365,000 in salary, $992,000 in other compensation, mostly security services, which was slightly up from 2022 when he only earned $1.3 million. Why? Because Amazon didn't perform as well as it should have, like it did in previous years. So his salary was commensurate with the performance of the company. So if the shareholders do well, then you do well. You understand what I'm saying? So you have to look at executive compensation. You have to look at the performance of the company. And if you're running the city like a business and the city is thriving, then I don't see why he shouldn't make $500,000 a year. I look at it completely different. So I don't have a problem. I don't have a problem with his compensation and his salary. And this is why we bag chasers. Make sure y'all tap into the Patreon. Link is in the description. I'm looking to live stream tonight. That is my goal, is to live stream tonight. Make sure y'all tap in. And then get your Teach Henley 40% off your first order, 20% off of life. Let me look at some of y'all super chats. Oh, we had the 3-hour mark already? Move to James Island in South Carolina. Anton got himself a female Enrique. Okay, Carrie. Carrie said Anton got himself a female Enrique. I'm not going for it, Carrie. I don't want to hear it. Nope. Eric Williams says, oh, yeah, Anton checked back with the situation that happened in my hometown of Grand Rapids. The mother came online and brought out some more information. All right, we'll check it tomorrow. Shout out to Eric Williams. This may be why businessmen should run cities. They absolutely should run cities. Why do you think that when a city files for bankruptcy, it goes to a city manager? Presidents of colleges make more than U.S. presidents. They do. But U.S. presidents make their stuff on the back end. They write books. They go on tours. They do speaking engagements. They got backroom deals. You know, the whole gamut. I don't want to hear it, Carrie. I don't want to hear it. All right, y'all, listen. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. I have to figure out. I'm going to post on the Patreon today exactly when the live stream is going to be. It's either going to be today, tomorrow, or Wednesday. And a lot of that is based off of if I wind up traveling or not. But I'm posting it today. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. Make sure y'all subscribe to the channel. Thank you and welcome all to the new bag chasers. And we back at it tomorrow morning on the Millionaire Morning Show. And we might have a different background because I may turn this around so that y'all will see more of that over there. You know what I'm saying? So you see more of that over there. You know what I'm saying? So you can get the vibes and the aesthetic of what's going to be happening when I create my new Monday show. You love it, name her. I'm not naming her. And nor am I telling her my personal business either, Carrie. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. I'm going to see y'all later. Peace.